All right, welcome back, everyone. We are rejoining the party of Heroes Wanted. As you know, there are Nicholas and Einjamin Shalmorn, half brothers, and their friend Tristan Thavalur from the Caledonian Empire. They are knights trained to go out and act as goodwill ambassadors, and they have arrived in the once small but now overflowing with refugees town of Lakeshore, where they have encountered a number of problems that plague most of the towns: disease, infestation, poverty, starvation, but a number of other issues as well. Odiugs in the sewers and vampires in the graves, skeletons rising from their graves as well. And so they've really had their hands full ever since arriving. And as they discovered the undead lurking beneath the ground, they were joined by Elwyn and Soggy and Tom, a group of um, outcasts, so to speak. Tom was a halfling rogue who grew up in Lakeshore and was looking to escape it, but ran into Elwyn, an elf in disguise and exile from his elven homelands, pretending to be a human, and together they traveled, bonded, and discovered a kobold half drowned and left for dead by his clan. Rescuing him, they took him in as a squire of sorts, and so now Soggy follows Elwyn anywhere he goes. But recently, after encountering three young Odiugs and nearly being eaten, Tom took off, and they haven't seen him since. So, last session, last time on D&D, the party had discovered a rat infestation mother nest breeding down at the old mill. The rats had apparently killed the miller and his wife, and so the mill had been essentially abandoned, inoperative, and the rats had just been breeding and feeding off of all of the grains and flour. And so they went in, burned most of the rats, cured what is the source of the infestation. And so, well, there will always be rats in a town like this. It's no longer going to be the infestation that it was. But now there is significant damage and nobody operating the mill, as well as an Odiug that got away down in the sewers, and several other problems set before them that they need to figure out what it is that they're going to do. However, there seems to be some more things developing amongst the group, as Einjamin has been acting strange lately, and Nicholas's faith, although strong, is being tested as to whether he is true to his oaths and his God, or whether he is going to continue to turn a blind eye towards things that he knows um, are not right about his brother. And at the same time, Tristan has things developing, and Elwyn, although trying to hide his elvish nature, is unfortunately not well versed in human culture, as they have remained separated for hundreds of years. And so he is basically completely foreign and not understanding that he's not fitting in as well. So, oh, and Soggy is about to have a breakthrough soon. We'll get to that still, Hazard, but things just keep developing in other areas. So just be patient, and we're gonna have your moment too. So uh, that is where we pick up, is these guys walking back from discovering this rat infestation and fighting that. So take it from there, guys.
So Soggy just kind of like is there kind of like exhausted, kind of like eating up kind of like a snack of dry crackers that would
He's not eating a
complement.
rat, is he? Is he eating one of the rats?
No,
Oh,
he's eating
disgusting.
dry crackers.
Dried crackers.
Yes, crackers.
So, Elwyn.
Yes.
Oh, Tristan, your microphone's a little.
Yeah, if somebody was talking there, that was almost completely muted.
Any better now?
No,
Slightly,
Not-
but not enough.
not really.
Give me a second.
All right. In the meantime, as we pass the, is it sort of, is it daytime? What time of day is it? I guess is the question.
Well, it was daytime when you guys left, so it's
No, you didn't.
still daytime after, even if it took you an hour in there.
Right. So as we're walking back, I keep giving sidelong looks towards Nicholas and looking away quickly. I keep my eyes out for Sir Pierce, I think was his name.
Yes, the captain of the guard, Sir Pierce.
Right.
He's not out here on these country roads that lead down to the river where the mill is.
Right. So I suppose I'll be looking for him when we get into town.
Quite right.
That was a impressive thing you did with your bow there, Elwyn. I've never seen an arrow behave quite like that.
It was a unique trick taught to me by my teacher.
Where did you learn that trick, by the way?
Like I said, from my teacher, and who knows where he learned it.
Soggy likes chips. Likes crab.
Well, your pet there is very useful in a fight. It's amazing. Taught to not to trust things of that nature, exploding arrows and arcane tricks, that sort of thing. The academy didn't hold very much with that sort of thing, but they're actually quite useful.
Nicholas suddenly glares at Enjamin briefly and then looks away.
Right. But
Things.
as I said, they're generally not trusted by people who know better than I do.
The thing about stuff of the arcane is it's much like a tool. It doesn't hold any inherent good or evil to it. It's all on who uses it. That was what I was taught.
It was definitely not what I was taught.
Then you were taught heresy.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
Bravo!
Coming in clear.
Okay, that's good. Okay, we're walking back. Shit. Sorry, I missed a whole bunch of stuff since I was trying to figure this out.
You're good.
Just some
Okay.
heresy.
Oh, heresy, yes.
Typical heresy.
Ugh.
Typical heresy.
I guess while we're walking back, I noticed that, what was it, Elwyn and Nicholas hanging back talking to each other?
But Elwyn and Einjamin.
Yeah.
Einjamin, not Nicholas. Yes, he's not dead.
Nicholas is kind of avoiding everybody, apparently. He won't look at Tristan, and he just glared at Einjamin.
He did almost die from Elwyn, so... I don't blame him.
But he's got other suspicions towards me as well.
Oh yes, I remember now. As you guys are talking, I kind of slow down as well, and so that was an interesting moment, I could say.
Too many rats.
God damn it, Benjamin. I think we need to speak to your brother.
I think that another time would be preferable.
In a private room, like in the inn.
Or never.
You can't hold this off forever. I told you it was about blood, and that's and also years of secret study, in a sense.
So you've had training as well, then?
I wouldn't call it training. It's maybe a hobby. Let's call it that. Old family hobby, if you know what I mean.
Well, your family's always been a little different, but I always assumed it was just because you had so much money.
Well, that of course too. We're just so fucking rich. But there's a reason why people are rich, why people are noble, how they stay in power. Elwyn, I know you have secrets as well. Arrows don't usually explode. You know, it's obvious. I want to say, but.
And I have to touch on that the idea of using the power responsibly. Maybe next time, don't shoot it at your friends. I mean,
don't worry, I didn't.
The rats are one thing, but Nicholas has got quite a few scratches from those arrows. Maybe be a bit more careful next time.
I wasn't aware of the radius.
Augie could have been hit.
Is Soggy in the conversation? I don't know.
He kind of is adding to the conversation. He's listening, but he's not really talking. He's not really contributing.
I wasn't aware of the radius of the blast that my arrows would cause. It will be easier for me to avoid such incidents in the future.
If there's only some kind of spell or magical card of some sort with all these information. But like I said, we still need to speak with him. Once we're back at the inn and he doesn't kill us on sight, once we're there alone, we'll see. You know how he is, Benjamin. He's old-fashioned.
If he doesn't kill us on sight, let's see if we can provoke him to do it.
Nicholas stops, suddenly turns around, and walks straight up to Benjamin, meeting him directly in the eyes. Brother, I have a secret. Then, before he can react, rears back with a gauntleted hand, punches Benjamin right in the face. Does Benjamin try to dodge?
Benjamin is caught completely off guard and does not dodge. And he falls to the ground.
Benjamin, my secret is that I've been wanting to do that for years. And now you've given me a reason with your heresy. There will be a reckoning. But you should know now.
No punching! No hurt! No hurt each other!
Creature, you have one redeeming grace, which my brother does not, and that is your honesty. Brother, there will be a reckoning. Very
Nicholas,
soon.
This is not the time. This is not the place.
No, he's absolutely right. Don't get involved, Tristan.
Tristan looks around if people are watching. Because it's the... Oh, jeez. Do I need to roll anything, or...
If anything,
just as a note,
probably
Jeff,
think it's just another bar.
No, we're not actually in the bar. We're still walking back. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why
you guys are
left.
still walking back, and not to make decisions for anyone here or anything, but I think you guys pretty much nailed it to where, like, Soggy freaks out. He doesn't want to see anybody punching anybody. Tristan tries to get intervening because it's his friends. Elwin, you still knew, would kind of back up and take Soggy back with him, be like, all right, this ain't our fight. These are two brothers. We're gonna leave this alone. And so then we'll pick up from, with that note, with Einjamin telling Tristan, it's okay. You know, we're gonna work this out.
Don't get involved, Tristan. Just
Okay, can I get an answer though? Is there anybody around aside from us?
Oh no, yeah, it's a country road.
So there's no one.
No one of note anywhere. Like, there might be some farmer coming up the road eventually, but like it's not like it's a busy road or anything like that.
Okay, I can live with that, I guess.
Okay. Right now, Nicholas is just standing over his brother. His brother was knocked down by the punch, and I'm just kind of standing over him. It's seething. Just standing there.
you
And
get what you
and
you get what
Soggy's
you
just
Hold,
trying to
hold on,
pull
hold on.
away, but
Hazard,
failing.
wait. Let's let them do the moment here, and then if you do
Okay, I'm
something,
sorry.
if you do something physical, I want to know about it. But if you're just standing back, just let's let them talk for a second, and then if you're gonna jump in and like actually, try to physically grab somebody or something, then go ahead and jump in, okay?
I understand. I was just trying to add texture of how Soggy is trying to help, but he can't because he's being.
I understand completely. All right, go ahead, Einjamin and Nicholas.
What did you get what you needed there, or do you need more?
I mean, if you're offering.
Still silence, just standing over him, glaring.
I slowly get to my feet, looking away. I look back at him. My face is just changed.
Okay, and in this moment, hold on just a second. While he's staring at Enjamin, he seems to be far away for a moment. Seems to be just almost looking through, and is in fact using divine sense.
As you use divine sense, there is something weird about Einjamin's aura. Although his aura is still one of, I mean, I'm not going to call it good, but, it's certainly good intentioned. He's neutral at worst when it comes to that. But there seems to be like a separate inner aura, something else kind of trying to break through, as if Einjamin's aura is a shell around this thing inside, and you can see little cracks, little lines in Einjamin's aura. And although it does not radiate as evil, you get the very distinct sense that if it were to break through this shell, that it would be.
So I look at him,
and
and
go ahead.
the youthful sort of guileless face that he's usually got. It's hardened. There's a sunkenness in his cheeks, and there's a cruelty in his eyes. And he looks at him and I say, "These secrets I've kept from you have been for your own protection, for everyone's protection. I've dealt with this curse for years, since I was a boy, with no one's help. And I'm the only thing holding it back. Oh, I found a way, perhaps to use it to my advantage, perhaps a way to become stronger and break free from it. I don't expect you to understand. I do expect you to trust me when I say I mean no one harm that doesn't deserve it. And if you're too high and mighty to see that, then we have nothing more to talk to each other. And you might as well kill me now and let whatever's in me out once and for all."
How could I have failed you so thoroughly
Failed
that
me?
you
You were
don't
never
even know
there.
what
You were
goodness
not
is?
there. I've seen you more and talked to you more in the last 4 days than I have in my entire life. Failed me? You weren't there. You were there to help me. You weren't there at all. You were gone. Even when we were at school, you were gone. You were never there. The only one who was ever there was my sister.
And Benjamin, did you ever once ask why I was gone? Did you ever once ask what could possess me? Did you?
Oh, no need to wonder about that. Your divine purpose. Nice to have a purpose.
Don't you know
I
what drives the purpose, man? Don't you know what made me turn to Tom?
Your faith, of course. Your
There's
faith in
no
him and his
faith.
faith in you.
At this point, Nicholas reaches out again with the same hand, but slowly, and reaches out and puts his hand onto Benjamin's throat, with not squeezing. And then
Soggy
says,
kind of like he's going to break free and try and stop him from trying to choke
I
the other
grab
brother.
Soggy and pin him down and cover his mouth. Just let them talk. It's stop squirming.
Before my love for Tom existed, it was my love for you that drove me to this. And with that, Nicholas just turns around and starts walking back towards the village.
I suppose that means I'm not the only one who lies in our family.
I let go, Soggy.
Why did you hold back? He looked like going to do.
It's okay, Soggy.
It's Soggy. You're a dumb creature. You won't understand human emotions. Just.
Benjamin takes a deep sigh, slumps over, and
Benjamin
goes back to looking the way he usually does.
Let's get back to the inn and have a drink.
Nicholas is starting to put some distance between you guys at this point. You're going to have to lengthen your stride to keep up.
Soggy is making sure to keep up with next to Nicholas.
I've got no desire to be anywhere near him at the moment, so he is welcome to go ahead.
Drag.
I just wanted to make it clear so that you guys could make decisions about who hangs back and who tries to keep up.
I'm done talking.
I'll stay with Benjamin.
Ellen's gonna go walking forward. Try to keep up.
As an elf, you're very swift. You find it easy to keep up with Nicholas. Which Nicholas also notes. He's like a world-class athlete, and you're like keeping up with him like no problem.
Everything is a freaking clue.
Anymore, it is.
Yeah, it's only clues when you don't know what's going on. Now it's all just evidence.
He's putting it away in his diary tonight.
Benjamin, come on. Get our close selves cleaned up.
All right.
I know you two have your difficulties, but he's still your brother. Yours, his is yours. You still need to look out for each other. And since everything's out in the open, as much as it can be, it's we'll figure this out. I'm sure. We'll back be the way we were before. No worries.
Oh, you're a fool sometimes.
The eternal optimist.
Lucas talking, but let's go. I think we head back.
As we do walk back, as we get back to the town, I do keep an eye out for Sir Pierce.
Yeah. So, as you guys are making your way back to the Manticore's Tail, I assume you're going back to the Manticore's Tail.
Yes.
As you guys are making your way back there, you do not see Sir Pierce. What you do see are a number of strange-looking men wearing long beaked masks moving about. You have other things to do, so you can't follow them and find out what's going on now, but I just wanted to make a note of that as you are moving through town, that you see a sight that you haven't seen before, but just in passing. However, as you guys enter the Manticore's Tail, you see Maddie bringing out a tray of food, and as she walks over to the table, the people look up, and Trista looks over at you guys and gives you the signal that you guys had worked out way back in the academy, just a slight little noise that nobody else would pay any attention to, but you recognize it instantly as her signaling you without trying to draw attention that you should not approach right now, and that later you guys will meet in secret.
Okay, with that, I just turn around and kind of stop until Benjamin and Tristan run into us.
To console Nicholas.
Okay, with Soggy kind of at my side, kind of almost like petting my thighs or something. I kind of just stop and
let's not get weird.
Wow, like I'm small, I guess.
He's short. As Benjamin and Tristan get near, I just stop and all look of anger or anything is gone from his face. It's just flat. But looks at them and says, "She's here. Do not approach." And then I turn around and walk in and sit down at a different table than normal.
Isn't that your sister over there?
She. Oh, God damn it. What's. You know what? This day sucks. It's a terrible day. Although we might be able to get some answers, let's just get a table and.
So happy to see her, are we?
I am, but no.
And I wave at, and Nicholas waves at Maddie to get her attention.
All right, so Maddie finishes serving Trista and Aubrey, and as she's walking back, she sees you waving, and she's about to walk away, but then sees Tristan sitting over at the next table, and walks right up to you.
God damn it.
Fair day, Maddie. Though some may call it foul.
Hi, lady.
She
Soggy
looks
says,
over at that and she says, is that thing going to be okay?
It's actually more valiant than some people. And I glance over at Enjamin far away at the bar. And then I say back to Maddie, whatever this creature desires, I will pay. And then I look at Soggy.
apple.
Maddie looks confused. She's like, apple? Don't you know? We haven't had fresh fruit in 3 weeks.
Oh. Then fish?
Huh. Most of the fish costs more than $1 a pound these days.
You should
Soggy
try this.
Kansas
You
is
should try
thinking
this
like, what is meatiest food?
Mostly we make a spiced potato stew that is a silver piece, which is like stupid crazy expensive for this economy for potatoes and, not much
Yes,
else.
Maddie, that will do well for my friend. Bring 3.
All right, so she goes and gets it, and as we covered last time, it's the best tasting potato stew you've ever had in your life. It's amazing, but it's potatoes and it's a silver piece.
Yeah. But Soggy still enjoys it. He's just like, say no fish. He's just lapping up it like
Okay, so now switching over to Trista and Aubrey. You guys have talked on the road, and we've gone over some of the stuff that you've talked about. And Trista says to you, all right, there they are. I've told you. My brother and his friends may be useful to us, but they don't know the true dangers that lurk in this town. I was here and dealt with them and only barely escaped with my life. That is why I came to you and studied the true ways of my ancestors. Now, with my training, and hopefully my slack off brother has been keeping up with his studies and is as useful as I need him to be, because together we all cannot face this even as it stands. We are going to need our brains and our wits and our courage, but most importantly, do not trust anyone in this town. They are all spies and agents. Some of them are not even knowing who they're really working for. And if you give anything away, you can end up with your purse stolen or your throat slit.
She gives this kind of look, just rolling her eyes slightly. And how many times have we reversed this on the road? She exhales, bringing forth a cup of tea to her lips and taking a sip.
Just
You
as
need
like,
not you need not remind me again and again and again. We are from the same
just as
we
like
are
good.
from the same
You are
same
young but wise. It is good.
Must you interrupt me all the time when I'm
I'm
just
sorry.
about to make a speech?
I wasn't sure if you were pausing or not. I was just trying to
Oh,
get this
oh,
conversation flowing.
oh. Now people are going to start thinking we're having an argument.
No, please continue.
Oh, now you want me to continue, do you? No, go on. Go ahead. Lecture me again and again and again. I rather enjoy hearing it. She totally doesn't enjoy hearing it. And she just kind of like sits back on the bench and just kind of like puts her hands behind her head and just relaxes.
Trista looks chagrined and just waits for Aubrey to, change the subject because she knows that she overstepped.
Ah, there we go. See, this is why we're friends. You have an understanding, I have an understanding, and that's what camaraderie is. And she gently pats her hand.
Trista's like, yes, well, we shall go and meet as we stated. Let's finish our food and we'll go to the designated place.
Just lead the way. She finishes the rest of her tea and then she takes the last bite of food, chewing quietly, mouth closed. She gives a nod.
All right.
Standing up and ready to head out.
All right. So you guys watch as Trista and Aubrey leave.
Out the door, or
Yeah, out the door.
damn it!
Tristan, I swear that's your sister.
Are you still at the bar?
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Well,
What's the importance of this with your sister, Tristan?
we'll talk about it later.
All right.
Nicholas, stop being all mopey. I'm going back, and I go to Nicholas. Did she tell you where we're going to meet?
Nicholas.
Sorry, I don't know if that was just me, but it totally broke up. I couldn't hear what Tristan was saying.
Nicholas, from the signal that she gave you that what you have to do is go over by the booth and there will be a note for you to follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tristan, come with me. And I walk over to the booth.
Fine.
And Soggy falls suit.
So you easily find the note tucked underneath her bowl, just like you knew it would be. And
okay, I actually don't open it.
Okay. Oh,
I hand it to Tristan and say, by Tom, Tristan, please read this and tell me that not everyone has betrayed me.
He takes a look.
The note simply is a crudely drawn map of the city, and it has a marking that tells you to meet in the marketplace. There's some alleys that are, kind of secreted, and so she marked off one of them as where you're to meet. It takes a little bit to figure out what you're looking at, but eventually you figure it out.
Why are there so many hearts on this?
I reach out.
I look at Nicholas. What? Why?
I reach out and put my hand on Tristan's shoulder and say, Tristan, you've got to help me. You've always been such a good example. You're practically a cavalier, a knight, proper, straightforward. You've got to help me bring Benjamin back.
Tristan looking a bit nervous. Yeah. You know what? Let's go and meet with the others. And I know, you guys will work it out. Blood is thick. It matters. We'll figure this out. And he starts gathering everybody up, the Elwyn and all that. Let's go. It seems to be an alley in a part of the city.
Right. Off we go then.
Benjamin, stop fucking getting drinks. We're leaving.
Right behind you.
All right, so now everybody stand still so I can grab you all as a group and bring you to the designated
we
meeting
never
place.
got that long. I don't think.
Nope, you have not.
Nope, we didn't get a long rest.
I think it's way too early for a long rest anyways.
Yeah.
Also, am I supposed to be
You
able to?
clearly do not have children.
Am I supposed to be able to control Anjamin and Elwyn?
That was because he said that you might need to help him.
Oh, and by the way, I can control myself. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah,
and
control
Elwyn,
myself as well.
he also found his mouse, so good.
Yes.
how
Oh,
do you
okay.
not find it?
All this,
Yeah.
all this control that Jeff has needs to be revoked.
No.
We're moving
I
on.
gotta. No, he's gonna. Elwyn's scimitaaring himself. Ha. Oh God. No,
He's
it
gonna
didn't work.
take that arrow and explode it somewhere. I'll tell you where.
Okay. Oh, good.
Oh man.
And you write weird things as Anjamin and Elwyn.
Do we get spells back after a short rest or a long rest?
You
Warlock
or,
after a short rest.
Yeah.
No, Eldritch
only
Knight.
way for Eldritch Knight is also a long rest, I think.
Okay.
For Wizard, it's long
Well,
rest or Arcane Recovery.
Arcane Recovery.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not mention I switch it up. I'm no longer Eldritch Knight.
What?
Because-
I thought we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about it. And I said I was switching. And you said yes.
What? I said it worked
Yeah.
better to keep
All
it the
right, you're
same.
gonna have to do a deception check. A DM, I'm gonna ask you to run for a gullibility check.
You auto fail because he's the DM and he can make whatever dice roll he wants.
Hold on. Did you already
Hmm.
change everything?
Only thing I did was adding more spells and actually worrying about what I prepared. That's really it.
Yeah.
Exhaustion.
Who's exhausted?
Well,
The
Einjamin.
fancy people.
Oh, right.
That
Right,
was
he
it.
didn't sleep.
It was Enjamin that was exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah.
The punch in the face really helped. Thanks.
Yeah, so I changed everything and I also fixed up the macros as well. Since I actually learned how to do it now, I can do it myself.
Yeah, but that everything that I have worked out is based off of you being an Eldritch Knight like your sister.
It's in a sense, it's kind of is. I'm basically to split it even. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but we had discussed that don't make changes to the character until we've like moved ahead with that as like the go to like let's do that. And so everything that is prepared right now is based off of you and Trista both being Eldritch Knights.
I made it pretty clear. I'm not sure where there's a miscommunication.
Is that everything for this session or everything past this session?
For this session and beyond.
Like literally, it's not a big deal in a sense that right now at this low level, it's pretty much the same for now. Like we can talk about it later, but let's just get this moving in a sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
Do 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 do. Appropriate music, which is not offensive. Do 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 do. Soothing, calm sounds. Do 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 do.
Here's something that isn't soothing.
Well, what kind of sounds and stuff do you? What kind of
Hell.
sounds and music are you guys looking for? Like, I've got like 500 ambient sounds and music. So.
She's
I
got
was
it
thinking,
all.
I was thinking Enya, some nice watermark or Shepherd Moon, something like that.
So what?
Enya?
What you want like Indonesian music?
No, Enya. Yeah, it's kind of a Celtic, kind of not Celtic. But,
Hold on. I might actually have something
But it-
for you.
So
but
funny,
it's just a joke for now.
funny story about Enya. I didn't listen to Enya until I got mono when I was 18. And then it just so happened that right at that time I had been given a whole lot of Enya CDs. And so I listened to Enya
Yeah,
guys,
for the
so
entire month
here,
I had.
listen to that one.
I'm not
That one's
upset,
really
but
nice.
I just want to be clear. When you said, so any thoughts, I said yes, for story reasons it would make sense for you both to be Eldritch Knight. But I don't want to say too much more because it all revolves around plot points that I don't want. I did say your call really, and you said for me I want to think of it as a more arcane focused Eldritch Knight, if that makes sense. I said, oh, for sure, you are a night wizard, not a night sorcerer or a night warlock. That's what you mean, right? And you said, yep. So I thought, based on that, that we had decided that you were an Eldritch Knight with an arcane focus. And so that's what I was going off of, and I was going to
Okay.
work with you to like make sure that the character fits what it is that you want. So if what you're looking for is like more spells or more wizard abilities or something like that, we can totally work out exactly how to make that happen. But the whole like purpose of me taking the time here to look this up is just to make the point that I appreciate that you know how to make macros, but I can't see the macros that you make. Therefore, I can't make any changes to the macros if and when I figure out new things like I just did the other night. So, I ask that everybody please work with me in between sessions on any changes that you want to make. I will take the time to work with you. We'll log into the game, get everything figured out, but just don't make changes to your character sheet without working with me, the DM. Please and thank you.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Cool. Oh yeah, we'll figure that out.
Ice cold.
So that's all.
We find ourselves.
I don't want to take any more time with that, but that was a very important note because the macros that I make take a lot of time. So anyway, you guys go to the alley where Aubrey and Trista are waiting. They have already plotted out exactly what they're going to do on their trip here and have had a whole backstory of things happen on their journey and what they've been doing, but there's no time for that now. So, Trista.
You just cut off there.
Oh, did I cut off? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just the very last couple words.
Oh, okay. Trista, upon seeing you guys, kind of beckons you over and says, in a real hushed voice, shh, there can still be people listening even here. But what I have to tell you is very important. The people in charge of this town, they are not what they seem. I don't know exactly how we're going to defeat them, but Nicholas, remember all of the evil things that we were taught about and what we've learned about in our studies. I believe these are vampires.
What? Vampires? No.
We saw one in Catacomb. Soggy chirp.
Should we explain our characters a little bit so I know?
Yes,
who I'm
Yeah, so
if you
just
want
breaking
to.
into that, yeah, if we can get a physical description of
Yeah,
the
Trista,
people in front of us.
Trista, you guys have known your whole life, but we'll deal with that. But I'm gonna let Aubrey
No, but
go
what is?
first.
I want to know what she looks like. Does she look like she's dressed in bells? Is she disheveled? How does Trista look? I'm concerned.
Yeah, we'll deal with that in just a second. I want to go with the PC first though. So, Aubrey, why don't you go ahead and describe what it is that they see in front of them and all of that as far as Aubrey is concerned, and then I'll do a quick recap of Trista.
Okay. Photo is in the out of character section. I will describe her vocally as well. She is 5 feet tall, 100 pounds. Long blonde hair. Very ice blue eyes, like cold blue eyes. She wears a black one piece, almost like a top dress, kind of wear with a long draping cape that goes down almost to her boots. That is also literally a part of the outfit. She has almost what look like spiked shoulder paddings and a very interesting looking belt that kind of crisscrosses in a six winged pattern, almost that looks like a snowflake in a way. Of course, thigh high boots, dark pantyhose like covering, and her hands are bare. She carries with her a bag that is rather small. It's not like your average size backpack. And she just has a very condescending look to her. She has one of those foreboding kind of looks to her when she stares at you. It's almost like you're staring literally into a cold tundra when you're staring into her eyes. It just makes you, just chills you. And while she stares, she herself is actually judging each of you as well, while also taking in each of your features. Go ahead.
Soggy kind of like chirps up and says, "We saw vampire in catacomb." He's oblivious to the cold stare. He hasn't really seen a woman's cold stare before.
You should describe what you look like too, so that
Yeah.
Soggy, it's sort of like this is like any other kobold, but with scales of purple and blue, purple and dark blue. He's short. He's shrouded in a ragtag cloak, holding a boomerang, carrying most of the gear of the group, with a boomerang equipped as well. You sort of smell as the constant smell of seawater off of him, like you're next to a walking pool of ocean.
Great description. Who's next?
I'll go next. Benjamin is 6'3" tall, human male. Hair cut in sort of a classic military crew cut. Dark blonde hair, pale eyes, pale green eyes. He wearing chainmail armor. Looks like it's seen some use. Actually, all of us smell pretty horrible at the moment because we've just come. Wait, no, wait, that's not right.
I don't smell horrible.
Well,
you all do.
We were able to wash a bit, but I'm sure we all smell a little bit like the sewer still.
Once again,
not Tristan.
Just despite our best efforts, he has a youthful, like an unfortunately youthful looking face. You gather based on his height and his build that he's probably in his late teens, 18 or 19. But his face is just one of those faces that just always looks young. Like he doesn't even have the barest hint of any facial hair. Cheeks are kind of sort of babyish, just baby fine. He just looks like a kid, like a giant kid. And he's got a shield on his back and a short sword at his side, and he walks with a large pike. And he refuses to meet anyone's gaze. He's kind of glanced up and noticed that you're there next to Trista. He hasn't really paid much attention He's more interested in Trista, but yeah, he's avoiding looking anyone in the eye.
I guess I'll go next.
Oh wait, just one quick thing, if I may add. You also notice a slight redness and swelling under his eye.
Oh, right. It's gonna be quite the shiner.
You did. All right. As for Tristan, he's let's see, what was it? Dirty blonde hair. It's a little almost to his shoulder, but he ties it up in a knot behind his back. Hazel eyes. He's about 6 feet, but if you ask, he's like for sure 6 feet. But if he takes off his shoes, maybe not as much. He's also wearing chainmail. He's got a shield and a sword. Not his sword, but he's using it. The armor itself, it fits properly, but it seems like he's maybe even a little too big. He's might have said a little bit different to his seamstress because he's about a 190. He's thin, strong, but sinewy. He's not bulky in any sense of the word. He's also got his academy cape with the insignia of the Caledonian Academy proudly on it.
Oh, right. Forgot about that. That's me too.
Oh, yeah, you too. Yeah, of course. Because you graduated.
Totally graduated.
Yes. Aside from that, he's, back straight, eyes. He's looking at Trista. It's been actually quite a few years since he last saw her, and he wants to jump in, but he's, I wouldn't say intimidated by her, but more of, he does, look up to her quite a bit. She was the star of the family. Everything she did.
One quick thing. As you're looking at Trista, that intimidation is going through the roof because you can just feel the power of your family's bloodline. I mean, we all know what's up. She is just emanating raw energy at this point.
And that's kind of makes Tristan cower a bit. Not cower, but he steps back a bit, kind of watching what the hell is happening. He hasn't seen her in so long, but what she's doing, she's not even saying hi. She left Nicholas a note to meet us into a dark, dank alley with some stranger who's basically trying to stare into our souls for some reason. And I think that's really it for now, yeah.
Alright, I can go next then. Elvin's 6 feet tall. He's currently wearing a green cloak that he keeps the hood up, and it just seems to perpetually be up all the time out in public. You can see tufts of red hair poking out the bottom of the hood and everything, and you can see features on his face for the most part, but his ears are definitely covered. And upon his back, he has a quiver of arrows there, and underneath that, he has a scimitar sheathed underneath his quiver with another one at his hip. And in his left hand, he has his bow. And he's just sort of staying there watching the two women that we've come to meet. Just sort of studying them, trying to figure out anything he can.
All right, excellent. And finally,
Nicholas.
yeah.
If the town guard rounded up every one of us and put us in a lineup, every single person would look at Nicholas and say, well, that guy's a paladin. I look like a paladin. I stand like a paladin.
You are.
The stereotype almost of a paladin. I stand square. My face is upright and proper, and I look around like I own the place, but because I'm better than everyone. Not in a bad kind of way.
It's the truth.
It just looks that way. Fairly clean, except for all the sewage that I haven't been able to scrape off in the trek back. But chainmail armor, very very fancy looking sword handle. You can just see the sword handle tucked into the scabbard, but it's exceptionally fancy looking. It almost gleams. It's almost shining. Just the handle. Fairly clean shaven, just militaristic and holier than thou, quite literally. But then Trista has some knowledge of that that she may have shared with
Aubrey, did I might have missed it? You might have said, did we get an age estimation as how old you are?
Oh, that's
She
just
looks to be in
rude.
her late teens, possibly 18.
All right, thanks.
There's a picture in Discord.
Is there
Get with
any
it.
other details that you want to know about Saw?
He's a scruffy little dog. Ignore him. Tristan
So
doesn't do that. No, he doesn't do
Oh
that.
God, we're gonna have to give the racism disclaimer again.
Oh yeah, we are super racist because our character is for some reason.
so
Well, Tristan is at least.
Trista, she is Tristan's sister, and by looking at them, it is obvious. They have very similar features. Like
Very sharp.
yeah, nobody would ever mistake them for not being related. It wouldn't, be a stretch to think that they were possibly twins, but they're not, so close looking that it's like you can't tell them apart. It's just simply that they are sharing what amounts to elven features. And so, they look very high elven if they're weren't really elves in the world. People would think that they were elves, but there's like really elves that existed a long time ago that have been cut off from the humans for a long time, but they still know that they have much pointier ears and stuff like that. Just these guys look different, and they look similar to each other enough to where you can tell that they're just, and as Tristan says, it's his noble bloodline, it's his old family bloodline, and people, that's exactly what it is. And so Trista, however, she has come back after years, and Nicholas and Einjamin and Tristan, you guys all pick up on this right away. Now she looks like a half elf. It is not a simple resemblance to like elven features anymore. It is almost as if something has been awakened inside her genetically, like a mutation almost of sorts, that where she left, looking every bit the part a Caledonian graduate, she has come back looking like an exotic elven warrior, and it is not lost on you guys.
So she doesn't look human, is what you're saying?
Right.
Well, that's troubling.
So it's the features basically much more pronounced.
So much more
Similarities
pronounced.
are there, but it's
Right.
okay.
Oh yeah, play it down, Tristan. She's
shut up.
not human.
Ah.
She's coming on a test
Are we
tube.
actually?
Her nickname is Ripley.
Oh, man.
Believe it or not,
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to continue on with something, but I guess not. I guess our introductions are over.
Yeah, so Trista says, "This is my friend. She has studied with me and helped me learn secrets of our well, no, she's going to say that to you in private later." So, she says, "This is Aubrey. I knew her in my travels. Together, I hope that we can all defeat the evil that is plaguing this land."
It's been years, and this is the first thing we talk about. Where have you been? I sent letters. What happened to you?
"I will tell you everything later, brother. There are things
What?
that you must know, but not now."
Fine. What?
It is very nice to meet you, elf lady.
And
God
you
damn it.
as well, Dragon Man.
Well,
Oh, throwing compliments
Wow.
around.
Wow.
she's in disguise, right? It's not. She's
We'll
not
worry
really
about
that
it later. So we've been here since your letter, I guess. It was you. We've investigated the town. It's a shitty town. That's all I can really say.
Yes, and were we not taught and raised to use our power to help the people?
Yes.
Well, then let's get to helping.
Oh,
This sounds like an action movie quote.
yeah.
Oh
But-
boy.
I'm. Jeez, my head's spinning right now. Aubrey, was it? Did you actually say her name? Did anyone introduce her?
Well, she's going to let Aubrey introduce herself as far as her name. She just introduced her as her friend.
Okay. And sorry, you this is your friend, and we're saving this town. What? Things are bad, but do we need more people?
Well, if I'm being honest, brother, I didn't quite trust that you'd be up to the task.
And you
Don't
just see
take-
Tristan shrink a bit.
Don't take it personally.
And you are?
My name is Aubrey. Known her for quite some time.
And a friend of my sister is a friend of us all. It's a pleasure to meet you, Aubrey, and he gives a slight bow. These, of course, my friends, Nicholas, Einjamin, Elwin, and his pet, Soggy.
Oh, finally you remember our proper court training, brother.
It's
It
been
seems like you have
stressful.
quite the group.
Soggy is more squire than pet.
Tristan chuckles a bit. Oh, poor thing. Doesn't know
Soggy.
what it is.
Soggy is more of an honest man than some people. But Aubrey, it is nice to meet you. I am Nicholas. Trista, it is very good to see you, though it looks as though you've had some interesting times. We ourselves, as you know, encountered the lords of the mansion. They're not good.
Then you sensed it too.
I could not help but sense the stench of evil. It
Oh,
appears
I'm
that
sorry.
only when it is
I should
close
take
to
a
me.
bath. She interrupts.
There's evil, and then there's fiendish, then there's undead. We went into the catacombs. We encountered a vampire, so we believe you fully. And we are prepared.
You survived an encounter with a vampire? How did you manage such a thing? I have always known you to be a very capable warrior, Nicholas, but that is a feat quite beyond any mortal man.
We were aided by a
did.
warrior of old, Arcadius himself, and Torm. Together, aided me, even when some people were fleeing.
She kind of looks knowingly at Einjamin.
It was very weak. It seemed like it was entombed there. It was strange, that's to say the least.
Oh,
But
interesting.
what's the next step? But since we're here, we've been trying to help this town. There's infestation, there's disease, it's very strange happening with what was it? There was no blacksmiths, metalworkers of any kind. They've all been
Yes, they've been
round up to
preparing
the
for
heat.
the war. The Carpathians, that's why they've sent Lady Belladonna here. They're using Lakeshore's, Gerhardt's army to strengthen their efforts to take over the rest of the lands around them.
Then what do we do? If
We
we
killed
can't go
him.
against the army.
Well, no, I mean, we're not going to fight the army. Come now, brother. Do you really think we're so foolish as to fight overwhelming odds? We're going to cut the head off the snake.
But you said they're vampires. They're too powerful for us.
Oh,
You
that was
said it
before
yourself.
I learned that Nicholas has faced down a vampire himself already. Perhaps together Nicholas and I can overcome this evil once again.
Be warned, Trista. Be warned that truly it was Soggy, Elwyn, a departed companion of ours as well, assisting us. It was not me alone, nor would I lie.
I'm sure you're just being as modest as always. Ever the noble. Come, Nicholas. Let us discuss strategies for how we can best move forward to help this town. And
Are you
she
actually
and she
moving
includes
away?
no
Or?
no she includes Aubrey in this, and together she does motion that you guys should now move into a secluded building that she has marked aside, and so now you guys kind of sit down, and you're gonna start going over everything that is going on and what exactly it is that you want to do next, because now Trista is a part of the party. Shadow has joined your group. So now together, you're all gonna sit down and decide what the next plot hook that you want to explore is. All of the same plot hooks are there, except for, of course, Trista's note has now been resolved. Trista has shown up, so that plot hook is resolved. But otherwise, you guys have the Odiugs to deal with. You guys have the Gerhardts to deal with. You guys have the monsters in the crypts still that you know about to deal with. I didn't even add that one yet.
And don't forget about the church.
Yes, I know you guys had spoken about wanting to investigate the church. That is still something going on as well. And so together, you guys are all going to sit down and decide exactly what it is that you need to do, because the ultimate goal is to kill the vampires that are ruling this town. But you guys are not foolish enough to just go charging in there right now. Like, first of all, they're the rulers of this town, so you'll be stopped before you ever even get close. But second of all, like, you can't just kill them anyway. There's so many other factors going on, and you don't even know if you can kill a full-on vampire, because as you said, the thing that you fought was a half-starved, locked away vampire. In reality, we know that it was a vampire spawn, not a full-on vampire. And so, to face down a full-fledged vampire right now would be suicide. So Trista's not advocating that you guys just go barging down the doors. She wants to find out what you guys, think is the best plan moving forward.
Okay. Well, just for brevity's sake, we basically explain her exactly what happened since we got into town. The crypt, the sewers, the disease, what we found out about it, and the what was it? The mill? Yes, the mill.
Yes.
And not only that, but also the church.
Yes.
That's part of it with the disease. I guess Tristan goes, well, that's what we've been trying to do. We've narrowed down the options to at least help this town do a few things. Trying to heal the sick, get them food, or at least not get the food as tainted as it was before. We found the nest and we were just finished with it actually when we are coming back into town. It's a process.
Feels like every time we turn around, we see somebody else who's sick, or we're getting diseased ourselves. feel like we should take care of that.
That's for sure.
Well, otherwise, it could be a big problem later down the line.
As a quick question, while this is all going down, could Elwin make like an insider perception check, see if there's anything off about the two new members that joined us?
Yeah, go right ahead. See what your elf eyes tell you. And then also, everybody, I just applied a short rest to all of you, and that means that you can also spend hit dice if you would like.
All right.
Hallelujah.
What would you say I'd roll for this, DM?
Insight.
Insight? Okay. Ouch. Not the best.
Yeah, you don't really notice anything in particular.
All right.
Once again, Nicholas is just better than everybody.
Like always.
That was just a hit dice. Come on, man.
Now that's how you rest and recover. Do it right.
It's like
no
an intense
one
meditation.
heals like Nicholas. No one does push-ups like Sean. You know this song.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
one.
I know this song too well.
Just as a note, I'm gonna be seeing about heading out right now and be back in like 15, 20 minutes.
Sure, no
Okay,
problem.
mentioned.
If they're in the middle of a TPK, just keep passing on by.
Well, so
Okay.
we're probably going to make some decisions here. What is your vote on what we do?
I thought I was on board for what we agreed upon when we were discussing it earlier, like going to the church and then seeing about the sewers, I believe is what we said.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought too.
Yep.
So yeah, it's this sickness. It's ravaging the town, and it doesn't seem like they're doing anything about it.
Yes.
We tried and had a look before. What was it? These weird tentacle creatures in the sewers.
It's
It's-
always got to be the tentacles.
Yeah, it's.
She shakes her
it's-
head.
When we were first there was only one of them, I believe. We scared it away, but then when we came back to finish it off, there was two others. I'm not sure. We killed, I believe, two, but
See?
it escaped. The rest last
See,
one.
that's what happens when you let tentacle monsters go. Just
Right?
one escapes, and they come back 100-fold,
That's right.
slimier than ever.
Yep.
The question I
glad.
have is, are there more like that, or were those babies and there's a big one somewhere?
That's
Tentacle monsters.
that's a good question.
Well, they don't spawn from nowhere, so. Let's pray they're
I
adults.
don't know. I don't know what
Which
would
means
be
there's
worse,
a nest somewhere.
what would be worse than an entire nest of small tentacle slimy things, or one giant one.
Well, we know this town itself is built over an ancient empire city. The sewers itself are expansive and multi-leveled. We can go down. I don't see a problem with that. We were able to find our way the first time, but we'll be going in deeper than we've been before. But we should have a look at the sick. I believe we spoke to the head of the guard of the church. It's been a couple days. They said to come back in a couple days. I think we should speak with them first today. And then head down.
Indeed. He said he was overwhelmed.
When you bring all the sick into one place, I can see that.
We should always also try to find someone with some authority and let
What
them know
if
that
he was
the
doing
millers are dead
bad things?
and that their mill is
Benjamin,
lying
let Soggy
vacant.
speak.
Of course.
What
I'm
if
sorry.
they are doing bad things?
Are you accusing the men of God, of Torm, of betraying their oaths?
Yes. They are
That
working
was-
for the kingdom.
That was not a church of Tom. That was a communal worshipping church. There were many people there. When we were there, I sensed no divinity. I sensed no vast evil. It just seemed to be gray.
Just as Soggy said. Maybe evil in there.
At the very least, we need to check it out. Make sure, at least maybe they have some idea of this disease and what's originated from this. Maybe we have an idea when we head down and look for these things. Because remember, the biggest concentration of the disease was in the rats in the sewers. So I think we need to head there after that.
It's decided then. Soggy's insight. We will pursue that path. We will go to the church. We will investigate. We will not be denied at the door again. Aubrey and Trista, do you have any contacts in this town? Do you have any authority?
You're talking to two strangers who just walked into the city. You really think I had enough time in all of this to just suddenly start making allies?
Yeah, they put
No.
they put a teen girl in charge right away.
Uh,
They were like,
Tr-
"Holy
Tris-
cow, you
Tris-
just arrived. Would you like to have some authority?"
Trista was able to get a note to me through a serving girl right outside the door of a dinner with vampires inside. Who knows how long they've been here?
Trista gives you a very knowing look that says, "We're gonna talk later."
I'll take that for what it means then. Let us go to the church now. In about 10 minutes when Elwyn comes back.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna put you guys like there, and then we're gonna pick up when he gets here.
All right, so 10-minute break.
Yep, I
Yep.
need to
Bio
get
break
some
for
food.
everybody. Go ahead and do whatever you want.
Groovy.
I'm gonna be here still, chatting whatever. So
Okay. Well, actually,
Same
Sid, I'll
here.
chat with you then. You can get this sorted out.
I'm having to
Or do you wanna-
reevaluate what I'm gonna do. I made this character like, I mean, Tristan talks a big racist scheme, but I made this character like super racist, like Hitler Youth racist. But
It's
now that we've got elves and half elves in the group, I'm going to reevaluate that. I think.
it's
well,
tough.
I think that it
And-
works with your character development if you think about it with the last session that we did with everything happening and changing with you. It's
Yeah,
certainly
he's a little. He doesn't have the time to process at the moment,
right.
which is a good thing. A good thing. So yeah, it's will make things really complicated.
Yeah, like
But
I said, I
what's
wanted
the process? Soggy's my new brother. That's
Yeah.
that's what's up.
to.
You don't interrupt him anymore. You're mean.
Good luck with that.
Oh wow.
I know that he's pure of heart. He would never be anything like a warlock or some type of weird nature spirit hippie person. He's just a pure animal.
Oh wow.
He would never.
Oh,
never
he's about to be proved so wrong if
Yeah, and Tristan is pure of heart, just as shining and gleaming as his armor.
Yes, completely.
Man, you're setting yourself up for a big fall.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, I'm gonna be back and be with a little food.
Yeah, I'll talk to you in a bit.
This has been a heavy role-playing session so far. That's not bad, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said,
Yes.
everything kind of balances out. Sessions can be any percentage of things, but you got to look at the campaign as a whole. So if you have a 90% role playing session, it balances out some of the ones that were only 10%.
Of course. And I'm interested to see what happens next.
Oh, all good things. It's all downhill from here. Everything's gonna start coming up roses for you guys.
Awesome. There's a song by Outkast called Roses.
Yeah, there is.
Goes something like, I know you like to think your stuff don't stink. Keeping it
Whoa, hold on.
nice and G rated.
Hold on. I don't want to have to owe whatever music group any money.
Oh no. That's just a quote, not a performance royalty or a mechanical royalty. No worries there.
Yeah. We're still streaming even though we're on break, maybe something in the public domain. Definitely not happy birthday.
Oh, for sure, not that. Yeah.
Certainly not a happy birthday.
Okay, so I am going to go ahead and change the map for you guys.
Here's a song that I think you folks would like.
Oh, please don't play any music on the stream.
Of course, but I'm just sharing the link.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure. YouTube will smack you down.
Of course, but take a look at it. It's very interesting.
I'll take a look at it after the game.
Speaking of you, I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it after the game. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on anything there. I just wanted to make sure that it was clear. Like, don't play any music. Yeah. So can you
Probably.
guys see what's going on here? Do I have the lighting on?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you have the lighting.
Oh, good, crikey.
And I see a plague doctor.
So yeah, whenever everybody gets back, we'll just jump right in with that. But as you guys can see, it appears that this place is on more lockdown than it was than last time.
Yeah. I have an idea. I really want to try and get Soggy to. I see a plague doctor, and I want to see if Soggy can sneak past the guards while the other folks are confronting the guards. So,
I'm not gonna, influence anything here. You guys know. You can attempt to do pretty much whatever it is that you guys decide you're gonna attempt to do as a group. I assume this is the general marching order here to where uh, Nicholas would be
Uh,
out front, of course, and Tristan would, be pretty much almost next in line. Trista would also be up there because she's used to being a knight as well, with Aubrey being slightly behind Trista because she knows her the best. Einjamin kind of skulking back a little bit, and Elwin, as always, bringing up the rear with Soggy staying near him. Archer's in the back.
so as soon as Aubrey enters, she looks to the others and she
Oh,
says,
hold on. We're waiting
"Oh,
for
we're still
Elwin
on
to.
break."
Yeah,
Okay.
we're waiting for Elwin to get back. But if you have something that you kind of want to go over, with everybody and just talk about, like by all means. just for actual like purposes of what we're doing, we'll wait until everybody's back. But if you want to pre-strategize and all of that, by all means.
I hear crickets. I hear a cough or two.
Test.
Yeah. Everybody's being real talkative tonight.
Can I be heard?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
Right.
sorry. Were you, I didn't realize you were actually testing. She said I hear crickets, so I thought you were just,
Oh no,
chiming.
I didn't
Yeah.
hear that part.
I thought he was joking too.
It was a
Yeah, right?
legitimate test. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
you are back.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm back.
Excellent.
Most excellent.
All right. Well, that is everybody. So, Aubrey, you were saying?
Upon them entering into the church, she looks to the others, and then she says, "Well, you geniuses brought me in here. What are you looking for?"
Oh, to sum it up, all the sick have been from the slums, at least, or transferred here. Trying to, I think they're taking care of them or something. I'm not too sure. That's why we're here, actually.
You're here to do labor work.
Oh. Or try and rescue someone.
What we're trying to do is basically see. I'm not a doctor or herbalist of anything of that sort. If they have some kind of idea what kind of sickness this is, maybe we have a clue of what we're trying to find.
But also, it seems like just about every aspect of this town has been corrupted in some ways. So I wouldn't be surprised if this church was similar. Make sure no one's about to shoot us in the back.
We need more information.
Was that a dig at Elwyn's aim?
It was.
He's only hit Nicholas about 4 times, I think.
Oh, by the next telling, it'll be 7. Nicholas steps forward, starts walking. I see some guards.
Yes.
I recall that last time we were here, we were not even allowed in the door. So we've done something better already.
Nicholas strides right behind him. I mean, Tristan.
Bwah!
So as you guys walk through the doors, you see that there were no guards posted outside the doors because they're all inside busy dealing with just a mob of people, like straight up mob. There is all kinds of hoo-ha going down, and it is taxing on the guards. They are trying to contain everybody who is just absolutely demanding that they take care of their kid first and blah, 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 blah.
Okay, and are these people the sick ones, or are they people who rushed inside or something?
Well, some of them are sick themselves, and some of them have sick children, and some of them are demanding to see their sick wife who was brought here, etc. And so, yeah, it's an angry mob. Rabble, rabble, rabble.
Aubrey just rolls her eyes. Oh. So how are you guys going to approach this? You going to go and actually talk to these people, or are you just going to let them...
Let's get the situation and get a bearing of it.
Soggy notices the plague doctor.
Yeah.
Soggy's
slowly,
gonna
gently
check up on
hisses
that
how a
guy.
life was taken.
Oh, I'm
He's
sorry.
going
I was
to.
getting some feedback there. Okay, Soggy, what you're gonna go check up on that guy? So
Yes, like
you're
sneak up.
declaring you're declaring your intention to move, and now I believe Nicholas was saying something.
No, I was just making a funny video game reference to Plague Doctor.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
Benjamin.
Oh,
So just kind of walking forward because I
I'm
can also
sorry,
see at the other
Aubrey.
end.
Oh, 1 second, Aubrey.
Soggy's going
Under.
to
Hold
tie
on,
him
one
up.
second, guys. Aubrey, under the chat menu, there's as. Could you please select chat as your character, Aubrey?
I did.
Yeah, it's colored correctly.
Oh, is it? Oh, why?
Yeah.
Did you? Oh, hold on. Let me just double check something.
It's the
Oh,
nickname setting.
no, it should have her other picture on there, the picture of her token. So yeah, you have your player name selected.
Yep. Apologies.
Oh no, it's
All
okay.
right, let's try that again.
Yeah, it makes all the macros look better and all that.
No problem. There you
'Cause
go.
yep,
We're
perfect.
all good.
Yes, thank you. All right. So now you were saying, Nicholas?
Nicholas is just kind of walking forward, and Tristan is motioning to a guard, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, Tristan?
Well, I do that. I motion to guard. Try to catch
Yeah,
everybody's attention.
they're like they look back at you guys and they're like wondering, are they supposed to like charge in and start clubbing fools, or like what's going on? Like the angry mob is like getting out of hand. And so the one guard who was trying to talk to the mob turns around and sees you guys, and he's like, "What?"
We're here to speak with the cleric.
Oh yeah, it's
I
a great
guess-
time. Just go right in.
Okay.
And
Thank you. We shall.
Thank you. Bye.
no, as soon as you do that, he attempts to grab you.
I don't resist.
He's
Contain
not
them.
going to let you past.
Can I sneak by as the guards are trying to prevent my?
Yeah, so if you guys start to try to move past them, this guard's going to step in front of Tristan, and Nicholas, you actually get past, but now this guard is coming down the stairs after you. And Soggy, if you want to use your ability to move past now at this point, you can, but I'm letting you know the situation is rapidly like escalating here.
I'm just kind of like staying behind and keeping an eye on the doctor right over there. The plague doctor.
No, I know what you're doing. I'm just saying that already things are going from, you guys arrive to you're in a tussle with the guards almost.
s- I I pull on Tristan's kind of like cape and say, "Don't make things worse. No, no unnecessary bloodshed."
All right, so move up behind Tristan for now.
And once the guard is in front of me, make up your mind. If you want to stop me, say so. I don't need your lip.
He says, "Look, we've got a lot going on right now. You need to leave." Yep.
I understand you got a lot going on. We're trying to help this town. We're representatives from Codonian City. And we're just trying to help. Why don't you
And
try
with
to
that,
talk?
the angry mob attacks the guard, saying, "Let them through."
I give a look to Nicholas, tried. Maybe you should speak to them. They look up to you, I think. Last time they did, at least. We can't have a fight here.
Nicholas, draw your sword.
Luckily, the guard is a trained warrior, and he easily blocks their attacks with his shield, but still, that was scary.
Soggy's gonna
Trist-
try and can Soggy try and sneak by now?
Yeah. I just was making sure that you hadn't moved before you knew everything that was going on because I didn't know how deep in there you wanted to be. But yeah, you want to move? Go right ahead.
Soggy's gonna try and like sneak behind a pillar and observe the plague doctor.
And did you see their DM that Nicholas drew the Sunblade?
Uh, yeah, I do see that. And are you like letting it, you know, be bright or are you just holding it ready? Because you don't automatically have the blade out.
No, yeah, I know. Right now, I've just got the handle in my hand, and I
Got it.
turn to the guard, and I say, "Look, man. With a word, this entire crowd will come for you, and you will be overwhelmed. All we want to do is speak to the man in charge. Let us pass, please."
And with that, the guard like rushes to help the other guard. He like kind of pushes past you, not like violently, but just, out of the way kind of thing. And then he goes to help the other guard, and they both just take up defensive positions around the angry mob and start calling for help from the other guards. So you guys are pretty much free to do what you want here because the guards have enough to deal with the angry mob. Soggy, you can see that this plague doctor is kind of observing this, and then he goes to the back.
Soggy is going to fall behind.
Benjamin turns to Trista. Well, I suppose that's that.
She says, I don't know what purpose you guys have in coming here, but I have a feeling no good shall come of this.
Oh, that's a pretty safe bet.
Does Elwyn notice Soggy kind of like chasing after the plague doctor?
Elwyn's an elf. He notices everything.
But how does he react?
He's not here right now.
As Benjamin walks past Nicholas, he says, "This place could really use a display of authority."
Unfortunately, Benjamin, we don't know to whom these gods pledge their authority.
Oh, you might be able to calm the mob with a sermon.
Oh, you can't get up there without going up the stairs and past this guard here.
Okay, I didn't realize the three-dimensionality of it.
No moving me. I didn't move. She's right where she is.
Who moved you?
Oh, someone did.
Nobody can move
No
you.
one has control.
Because I was right here all this time, and then suddenly I was like up here. And then it's like, I don't know.
I might have done that just moving the group up to show you guys that you could move up. I'm sorry. Yep.
Okay. Well, while Nicholas and Benjamin are moving up to the side, I think. Well, Tristan is. Oh god, my charisma's so bad. Guess try to calm the crowd. Oof. He takes a look at Trista, shrugs.
Yeah, she says we
goes-
have to do something to calm this crowd, and she joins
then he goes-
the guards.
People, listen.
Oh, Nicholas, you're really going to let him do this?
Literally,
And
I have
Soggy's still falling behind the plague doctor.
Yep. So you see the plague doctor go and stand in front of a young-looking cleric, and he seems to be talking to him.
Can I? What do I do to kind of listen into the conversation?
You can roll perception, but with the noise of the rabble of the crowd, it's going to be hard to hear.
So with disadvantage?
No, not disadvantage. It's just a high difficulty class. Yeah, no, you can't hear what he's saying. You can hear that he's saying something, you just can't make it out.
Yeah, Soggy just kind of like squints and just, what is Birdman doing?
Um, does he get like angry mob's attention? Tristan does. Does he?
Well, yeah, you need to roll some kind of intimidation, persuasion, like what are you trying to do to the crowd?
Okay. Here's what happened. Here's gonna. Tristan calls out like he just did. I know, and he says, "I know you're afraid. I know you, yourselves, and your children are sick. But this is not the way. What purpose is it to harm these guards, who's only trying to protect this place, protect your family, and the sick?
They won't let us in. They won't help us.
Have they not been bringing them in here, in the safety of this church?" And he looks at the guard.
They did, and they just keep piling them all up.
Are you saying they're leaving sick piled on top of each other in these rooms?
They're everywhere. Look around you, and as they say that, you see, that like literally this place is filled to the bursting with sick and dying.
But is it like a triage sort of way, or is it literally what they're saying is stacked upon each other?
Well, I mean, like, define the difference in a medieval society struggling with a plague.
He's asking if the dead are stacked on top of each other or if there's just a lot of people.
It's
Yeah.
it's really hard to tell the difference, is what I'm saying.
So there's
The
room
difference
taken
between
okay.
the difference between neglect and being overwhelmed can be razor thin.
Yeah. Okay. But in a triage sense, there are still blankets on the floor people are lying on, even if they're sick and not moving, that kind of thing. Or is it literally they're just on the floor?
There's definitely not enough blankets for everybody.
Okay. Okay. This is okay.
Here.
I-
This is what they're talking about. Look in the out of character for Discord.
Yep.
Does it look like that? With bodies.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is like, no, it's not just like stacks of
think I
bodies or
understand.
anything, but
I understand it's a under-resourced church trying to deal with it, and it seems it might even be making it worse because there's just so many sick in one area. Yeah,
right.
I get it.
Or they totally are neglecting them, but like it's really hard to tell just from looking.
Okay. And Tristan collects himself after he stood on the stairs and able to see more clearly of the area. I know it's terrible what's happening to you and your people. I travel this town. I've looked at the slums. I've seen the sick. People are dying, but there doesn't need to be violence here. Would you... They don't need to bring you here. They didn't need to give you shelter or food or any of that.
We ain't ate in 3 days!
You haven't eaten in 3 days, seriously. I'm just like, and then he just looked at the guards again.
They look at you like, what? You go buy them food. We don't have any food. There's no food in this town. What? Go fish for them.
Elwin's gonna rest a hand on Tristan's shoulder before leaning in close to whisper in his ear. I think this mob, if we're to quell this mob, it'd be better suited to give them some sort of hope with regards to settling
But
them down.
I can't hear them. I don't have that power. Only one person does. He says it like whispering, like...
Yeah. Even a little bit of hope is better than none.
In the speaking of events, how am I going to try and gather clues from the plague doctor? Since I failed my perception check.
I don't know what to tell you about that.
Do I keep rolling?
Nope.
No.
It doesn't work like that, at least not in this sense. Oh, man. And then Tristan, just blinded by the light of Nicholas' sword, looks at him.
For indeed, Nicholas has ignited the sword of Arcadius.
The crowd just kind of steps back and starts to murmur amongst themselves.
Okay. Big, inspiring speech. Something, calm down, something.
Oh my god, are you just gonna roll? Just roll it, jeez.
Something complete.
Good.
Inspiring speech.
I suggest you try and focus on kind of like what the blade represents.
Soggy, you watch
I was
as
working towards
the
that,
cleric suddenly rushes off.
Okay. Inspiring speech about Arcadius and the greatness of the town and how it could be great again. And if everyone can calm down, then goodness can prevail.
And would you
We're
like
hoping that we can speak to the leaders and get more help soon.
and would you like to roll for persuasion, or what exactly is the skill you're attempting to use?
Yeah, it'd be persuasion.
And could you sing your inspiring speech?
No,
Please?
come.
Jeez, you guys.
That's a different game.
You. I'm just kidding.
That's a different game. See, I should have a proficiency bonus. Let's see.
We will not go quietly into that good night.
Oh, jeez.
Did you get a good roll?
Yeah.
It's a nat 20.
Nicholas
Yeah.
is just
One of
better than everybody. I can't believe like we're still having to go over this on session 11. Like, you guys have grown up with Nicholas your whole life. You should just be used to the fact that he dunks all over you all the time. Just live with it.
Indeed. As he makes this inspiring speech, Anjamin sort of nods his head, and before he's even done, begins to walk back to the door. This is taken care of.
Jesus wept.
Soggy just kind of
hopefully
like
that'll help
looks
him
back
calm
and
down.
sees the shining and like, huh?
Okay, so
Before
at
then,
this,
he just kind of like shakes his head and returns his focus to the plate.
yep, the plague doctor is just kind of standing there waiting. And so now the angry mob suddenly they're not calm, but like really super like rowdy inspired, and like they basically are now ready to fight the guards if they try to stop you from moving or doing anything. And so as you guys are doing all of that, well, actually, yeah. What's the next thing you do?
Soggy tries to wave the group over to him, kind of like pointing at the plague doctor.
Oh yeah, I know, Nicholas. You wanted to calm them down, but it basically turned into like a rally speech. You got swept away in your words, and you became so inspiring about how we can change this town that they're like, Nicholas for king, down with the Gerhardts. We're gonna totally, like just
Jesus Christ.
it's rebellion time, and now instead
Oh,
of
boy.
rabble, now they're rebel.
Oh boy, you see what you've done now?
Why would you do this? Nicholas, what are you
I
doing?
think
No, but
I
Well,
see
he's
this
good at
as a victory.
See,
I
this is a
think
big
with the angry mob keeping the guards in check and the guards keeping the angry mob in check, we are going to pass through and try to speak to the cleric now, or wherever he is. I guess we didn't notice he's gone.
Yep. Okay.
Soggy
So
kind of
go ahead, Soggy.
like waves everyone and points to the plague doctor.
I think that we see
yes.
him. We see him.
And
And
kind of
then-
like mouths the words, talking to cleric.
I don't think
Oh.
anyone can read lips.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nicholas is going to try to. Gosh, I'm not going to walk on water, but I'm certainly going to walk over closer to the angry mob and start lecturing about how the guards are doing their best and about how, there's bad times. I'm going to give a hard time speech. Hard times, brother. And we're all in this together and blah, blah, blah. And basically motion for everybody else to go find out what they can find out while I'm going to play nice with the guards of them.
So the only thing saving the guards from being mobbed right now is the fact that you went and stood by them. Very Three Musketeers, when he rides to the rescue of the musketeer who had been assaulted by the crowd, and they respect you, not the guards. But because they respect you so much, they've kind of backed off a little. But you can tell that like this situation is a powder keg, just waiting for a spark, and so it's very tenuous at best that they aren't getting more angry, because right now they are basically demanding that these people start to listen to you because you are wielding the blade of Arcadius. That makes you Arcadius's rightful heir. You are the chosen leader that was told you are Arcadius reborn, and they need their Keanu Reeves bad.
All that
In
peer
any
pressure.
case,
All that peer pressure. Now I'm a savior. You guys.
Okay, let's confront the plague doctor.
We love you, Nicholas.
So
Wait,
I
we're
think I'm gonna
talking.
stay where I am.
Okay. Well, are we talking to the plague? I thought we were talking to the cleric. What's happening?
Yes, but he knows where the cleric went.
Well, okay. Do you want to talk to him? Or do you want me to talk to him? Because I can't read your mind. Or your character's mind.
I can talk to him.
Soggy kind of like says, Birdman knows where cleric went.
Okay. Just to the DM, I can see the cleric in the game, but do I know it as a character?
Yeah. You can see that the cleric has went and gathered more guards and is about to rush the common room.
Okay. And
Uh-oh.
are these separations like steps? I can see the stairs, but is there a
each
way
of-
for my character?
Each of the levels is 5 feet. So
With
this-
like an athletics or something.
This is 5 feet down from this, which is 5 feet down from this, which is 5 feet down from this, which is 5 feet down from this. So this is like 20 feet from this.
And okay.
Soggy's going to confront the plague doctor and say he's basically going to try and shake out some information from. And Soggy kind of like, all right, Birdman,
Oh,
where?
He backhands you and says, "Away from me, creature!" No, he has advantage because Soggy didn't see that coming.
oh, that's brutal.
So
He's going to make
two
an
bludgeoning
intimidation
damage.
check. He's going to make an intimidation check to kind of like threaten trying to shake the information from the plague doctor.
You're gonna try to intimidate the guy who just backhanded you?
Yes.
He might be able to.
I've heard worse things before.
What the hell did I
so-
move?
Well,
Well,
Okay,
you
wow.
you are very, very intimidating, but what it
I
meant,
kind of just like after the
yeah,
backhand, I just
you
kind of like hiss and jump onto his chest and kind of like, what do you know? What do you know?
yeah, you go full like Wrath of Khan, Dragonborn, just or not Dragonborn, but you're like a miniature Dragonborn. You know, you're a kobold, and so you have that dragon blood in you, and you just let it all out as exactly like you said. You leap up and grab onto his coat, and you're right in his face, and you're just screaming at him, but what it manages to do is he starts screaming for help, and now the guards are rushing to help him. So at this point, we're going to all roll for initiative.
ah, crap. At least I rolled pretty good.
Soggy's just trying to do his best.
No, it's fine.
Sometimes your best is
It's-
too much.
Just doing what your character would do is fine.
If it's
I rather like that happen.
if
Yeah,
it's not
true.
obvious from the fact that you rolled a natural 20 and it still ended up in combat, there wasn't going to be a whole lot of options for you. They intend to
I just found a perfect reference to what he just of what just.
Oh, and then Aubrey, because you're new here, if you click on your character token, you'll
Oh yeah, I've played for a while.
Oh, okay.
I can see it.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll for initiative, and obviously you're going to do whatever you want in initiative. Nobody's going to make you like run into the combat or anything like that, but we still want to know when your turn is and what you're going to do.
My turn is first, apparently.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
forget the
pretty
angry
high.
mob there. The
I
angry mob that think I'm the savior.
I should roll for them, shouldn't I?
Oh,
I
you had
just
to say
sent a
so.
link of what Soggy just did.
Oh boy.
God, there's so many of them.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can pull off what I'm wanting to pull off here in a few moments. That's all I'm hoping for.
So I just want
Ensman Tom Cruise, use the witchcraft. Get the fire off me.
I just want to be clear here that the cleric's goal is to get you guys to leave. Or the guard's goal is to get you guys to leave. They're not like trying to kill you per se, but they are about to use force because shit is going down.
Soggy is. Did you see the video I just sent?
No, I'm in the middle of
Um,
running a game.
We're busy.
Yeah, we're in the game, man.
Oh, sorry. Just. You remember that moment in Shaolin Showdown?
Well, hold on 1 second. Let's take it turn by turn now because everybody gets 5 minutes and there's a whole lot of guards, so that's like an hour for me to get through each of the guards' turns. No, just joking, obviously. But as you can see, Aubrey, there's a countdown timer. If you ever need to
Yeah, I can see.
okay, if you ever need to pause, all of the macros are in the macro menu. You just click on in menu and show macro menu bar, and you can pause the combat if you ever need to.
Yep, no problem. She was expressly told not to show exactly what she is,
Especially here.
especially here. So she's just gonna look to the party and she's gonna say, have fun. If any of you get hurt, don't come to me because I'm not a healer. And
Well, that's good to know.
And she will then just lean against the wall and cross her arms.
Yeah, well, that's probably best anyway, considering this isn't really a fight that you guys were meant to get into anyway. So the plague doctor is freaking out because he has a kobold screaming in his face. So he attempts to punch him again.
Ouch.
So that is one more bludgeoning damage, and he manages to knock you off of him. So now you're standing on the ground, and he's standing there. But he doesn't leave because he's got Elwyn all up in his face, too. So he's just kind of stuck there, and he's like, "Get off of me!" This guard rushes down here and attempts to use his mace.
Whoa, he jumped down
5
10
feet.
feet?
Well, he jumped down 5 feet.
Sweet.
He jumped down 5 feet to the one step, and then now he's swinging down from 5 feet above you. Well,
Elwyn.
yeah, at Elwyn. He's on a 5 foot raised platform, but he can still reach down and club at him. But I am going to rule that it's at disadvantage because it is kind of awkward to be swinging down that far. Like he either has to like get down on his knees or like swing really low like a golf swing.
Right.
Some kind of sweet chariot.
Ouch, that hits.
Yep. So you take 4 bludgeoning damage as the guard is like, "Get off of him!"
I'm gonna reel for a second at that hit and just take a second to catch my bearings, and then I'm gonna try yelling out to both the cleric and the plague doctor to just saying, "We're not here to hurt anyone. We're just trying to find some things out. All right? Can we just please all calm down and just talk this out?"
No.
Of course not.
You leave now.
That seems like a wise decision. And I'm gonna go over here and actually see about picking up Soggy.
And nobody uses an attack of opportunity, as if you're not being hostile, if you're just leaving, they're like, "Yeah, go."
Yep. I'm just gonna pick up Soggy and see about making my way out.
And now, Soggy, it's your
Soggy
choice.
is not going to listen this time. He's just determined to get the plague doctor to spill the beans.
So you would have to make a grapple check to try and.
Okay. So that's athletics, correct?
Yeah, and Zog can do acrobatics or athletics.
Yep.
Oh no!
Well, he aimed well, but he missed the mark.
Those frail elven arms just can't grapple.
What are you talking about? He's human. He's human just like us.
Everyone thinks I'm human right now, so don't worry about it.
Soggy, go ahead and roll athletics or acrobatics.
If by some miracle.
I suggest
That's what I said.
acrobatics, but your choice.
Looking for acrobatics.
It should be on your skill page. It'd be very first there. Oh my god!
As Elwyn and Soggy have spent quite some time together, it's not completely unlike being a parent of a toddler or a owner of a new puppy that you've had for a little bit now. So you've learned when they juke and how they do everything. So you were prepared for Soggy's predictable duck and dodge move that he does every time somebody reaches for him, and you scoop him up. Even though you weren't very graceful in your attempt, you didn't do your elven heritage proud, but you still managed to grab him.
All right, and I'm gonna see about moving to the rest because I took 5 feet.
You can move half
I'd
your
be-
distance because you're forcibly moving
Yeah.
somebody.
Yeah, you're right. And then it's
I'll give you the full
Train.
half from where you're at.
Okay,
So
because I was planning to go through Tristan and everything, and I figured that was gonna be
Tristan's not
train.
obstructing you in any way.
Okay. In that
Unless
case,
I mean, I don't want to speak for you.
I'm not, of course.
all right. So in that case, I'm gonna see about moving. So it's at half. So I can probably get to about right here, can't I?
Yeah, rather than trying to like subtract 5 and then do half, just take 15
Yeah.
feet of movement. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like right here.
And
In
then
there.
Soggy, you're going with him because he owns you right now.
that, that can be so misinterpreted, but okay.
Well, I mean, you all but put him in a Pokeball.
Racist disclaimer number 37.
That's gonna end my turn right there.
I meant as in like a Pokemon.
that's what he was saying. There's so many ways that could be misinterpreted. Tristan, what you gonna do?
I think call it quits now because it seems like there's no talking to them anymore, and it's all for naught. And then I'll just leave. I don't know what else.
Yeah, when they start macing you, it's time to go.
That, in the modern sense, that has one connotation, but in this sense, it has a completely different one.
Yeah, that's that's my whole turn.
What about mace? Are you immune to mace?
Nicholas over there.
So this guard moves here, and then he is going to dash.
He's gonna dab.
Dash.
Dash. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna dab on the angry mob.
I don't know. It's like
And he makes it almost to the angry mob.
they're not angry anymore. They're a happy mob now.
They're happy
They're
mob.
rebellious. He makes it almost to the rebellious mob.
There you go.
I summon my javelin, and I will hold an attack. If anything looks like it's going to be a serious threat to Nicholas, I will attack. But other than that, I'm going to hold fast.
Does that include my exploding arrows?
It does.
Gosh, let's hope the cleric speaks up and helps us defuse this.
Agreed. That's what I was trying to get the cleric to do. But we shall see.
The cleric issues orders to the guards.
Soggy is not having this, and he's just trying to struggle out of the grip.
Okay, so athletics or acrobatics to escape.
And then do I have to roll again as well? I take it.
Yes.
Okay.
Your strength is to hold him in your grip.
It's just straight strength, or
Unskilled strength check.
okay. So this might not be good. Oh, that wasn't too bad.
It's a push.
But
Defender wins.
Yep. Defender wins. Nice.
It looks more like a tie.
Yeah, in any kind of contest, whoever is defending it, if they tie, they win.
Yeah,
Does it equal your? Yeah.
basically the way that this goes is your acrobatics check can be looked at as the difficulty class that he needed to make for his strength check.
So I guess I can't like try and throw his so he can throw his boomerang at this plague doctor.
No.
You're grappled, not restrained, but you're
Well,
already using your action.
But the thing is well, first of all, yes, you use your action, but also like using your boomerang while being carried by him, I wouldn't necessarily allow it to return to you at that point, and so I wouldn't recommend that you throw your primary weapon like that. But if you want to really be struggling and everything, you can kind of like be going all jack attacks on him
Oh gosh.
and just biting at him but not really doing any damage, just
Yeah, just kind of like, just like a toddler struggling against an adult. Just
yeah, I love it.
Soggy, stop.
All right, so this guard, he's
he
grateful.
just doesn't like the plague doctor. He thinks he's like as bad as the vampire.
Maybe so. This guard is grateful to Nicholas for like having kept the mob off of him, but he also knows that this is not a good situation. So what he's going to do is back up to right here and wait for the rest of the guards, and he's going to take the dodge action.
Okay, so after this is a few guards and a rebellious mob.
Rebellious mob.
Goodness. Going to try to use persuasion to calm everyone down and realize that thanks, DM. Realize that fighting amongst ourselves won't do any good, and that put down the gun and back away slowly. And since they're so inspired, I get advantage on this roll, right, for persuasion?
Yeah.
Hang on every word.
Thank God.
What
20.
is happening?
Oh my gosh. He is the man, the
I'm gonna
myth, the
consider a
legend.
second career in crowd control.
Nicholas, you have gained 2 squires who will now follow you wherever you go.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
The rest of the crowd
But if
disperses.
they're in the church, they're probably diseased. So maybe they can
No,
just go,
no,
brush their teeth or something.
two of the healthy ones who are here to see their relatives, young, strapping, well, I'm going to decide who they are as NPCs in between sessions, but for
Groovy.
now,
I hope they're better than, dishonest,
Man,
backstabbing,
Face family
soul
liars.
sucking, I just hope they're nice people. Like, that's all I can hope for.
look, Einjamin, I have 2 new brothers.
Oh, Einjamin's looking.
Soggy's just right now. Soggy's just still upset about the whole plague doctor.
All right. Of course.
So the rebellious mob disperses aside from the 2 new squires that Nicholas has acquired. Squires acquired.
Acquire the squire.
new quest app finished.
Acquire the squires. I require them to persist.
I require them to perspire.
Yeah, I have acquired the required squires.
Don't perspire.
And then this guard now
okay.
joins his fellows as they prepare to decide what they're going to do about you guys.
And he's walking on water. What a champ.
Oh, yeah, that is water, isn't it? Sorry. There we go. The
He's a level 9 monk in
the
another
rebellious mob disperses. Yeah, he's secretly a 9th level monk. Don't ask questions.
The guard. He gave up his life of being in the monastery for guard duty.
You have no idea. He was just so inspired. He was next to me, It just rubbed off on him a little bit.
The man, the myth, the legend, Nicholas Shelbourne. What a zigzag path.
He didn't want to jump down the stairs. He was no longer in a hurry, but he's like, all right, move along then.
So many guards. I happen to come back in here to Tristan trying to calm down an angry mob. That's what I came back to.
So much guard, very safe.
Exactly.
Assuming this is generally diffused and we're going to make it out, minus moving each guard token.
Yeah, if you guys are just leaving, then we can end right here.
Yeah,
I'm
I
leaving.
will. I'm leaving.
I'm intending to leave, but I still gotta drag Soggy along.
Yeah, so depending on Hazard, how do you want to do this? If Soggy's going to resist to the point that he's going to try and break away to go do something, then we'll have to deal with that. But if you just want to say that you continue to struggle, but you're accepting that the combat will end because he's going to carry you out, and you just continue to like bite at him and fight him, but it's futile.
Yes, but during one on my turn, like when the turn order cycles down to me, Sagi's gonna try and shoot a light crossbow to knock off the mask of the plague.
I'm going to let you guys as players handle this.
We're going to die.
I mean,
I'm gonna die.
I'm
You can
gonna
restrain
try to
him.
knock. Yeah, I was about to say I'm gonna try to knock the crossbow down, try to prevent any more chaos.
Pulling out a crossbow, making sure the bolt is attached, training it, while someone is actively picking you up and carrying you and dragging you, that
Well, now
would seem to be a pretty
logically
severe
speaking,
Has the
disadvantage.
yeah,
access to do
logically
it.
speaking, he would be at disadvantage. Plus, he's in a bright light anyway, so he's got disadvantage anyway. But here's the thing about that. Because the fifth edition rules say that he can technically make the attack, I wasn't telling him that he couldn't throw his boomerang earlier. I was telling him that if he threw it, he wasn't getting it back. So
All right.
if he wants to try to shoot the crossbow, the rules say he is allowed to do it, but I think logically speaking, he would be at disadvantage even if he wasn't already at disadvantage because he's a kobold in bright light.
So Einjamin's turn is before Soggy's, right?
Yes.
All right. Einjamin casts message at Soggy. This is the god of all kobolds. You are in grave danger. Leave that place at once.
Oh, you would say that, wouldn't you? You would say that to a nature kobold.
Soggy just says, "Stop!" But Plague Doctor, but Birdman might be bad guy. Might
Soggy,
be
Soggy, we'll worry about.
And he just keeps yelling and yelling as Elwyn drags him away.
Okay.
Soggy, we'll worry
I'm
about
not
that
going to
later.
shoot him. He's just
Okay. And that's good because I was going to just point out as a DM that like revealing his face isn't going to tell you a whole lot. So, all right. So there we go. I'm going to end combat and we're going to go ahead and rendezvous, but you guys tell me where that is, what you do, what the next step is
Okay.
here.
At this point, just curiosity for logistics. We got into town in early evening. We had a clandestine meeting. We talked about what we should do and where we should go. We came in here. Let's start a riot. And what time of the day would it be now?
It is getting very close to dusk, which is pretty early because it's getting closer to winter. So it is probably 5.
That's okay, because we all know when the sun goes down, things get more dangerous in this town.
Precisely. That's how it always goes.
And if we are going to be going down to the sewers for any kind of more extended dungeon crawling, I think we all need our spells back. So
That'd probably be recommended.
So
All
I
right,
think as
so-
we're heading out,
Yeah.
we'll
So I think we're heading back to the Manticore's Tail for a long rest. But as we leave,
Well,
is there a
we-
collection plate?
All right, is there? I was actually thinking about that too.
There's a fountain, dude. Throw a coin.
There would be a collection plate, but as you can tell, things have been getting quite out of hand, so like they can't just leave a collection plate out like that.
All right, so Einjamin is reaching for his purse, but then he sees that Tristan is doing the same thing, and he stops.
Then Tristan sees that Anjamin is doing the same thing, and he stops, and we're just awkwardly looking at each other.
Yeah, you're both reaching for the check. You're like, no.
Like pulling back, picking it out again once he pulls it back, and I look around any.
Hold on. Do.
Perception.
You two stop giving each other hungry eyes already.
Oh well, never mind.
Oh, it's over.
So, do any of you do anything with your money, or you both just are like, screw it?
I throw 12 pieces of gold into the fountain.
Okay.
Or whatever water thing.
Yep.
You can get it later.
Just
and I walk away.
On the way out, of course, gents, we've got places, but we don't know where our newfound friends are staying. So
You mean your newfound friends?
They're your friends too, you weird fake human.
What? Fake human? No.
That's all everyone is here. You're all just a bunch of. Anyway,
We're all just
as we get out, there may be some kind of conversation. We're staying at the inn. We've been staying there for a while. Probably there's some people in town that even know it at this point. But we don't really know where Trista and Aubrey, where they
Well, they were there before, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Manticore's Tail is one of the only places where you can get a room. It's weird because it's extremely popular, but nobody stays here.
Well, nobody in this town has the money for it anymore.
Sounds legit, though.
Possibly.
Well, that was a terrible course of events.
That was a waste of time, Aubrey. You were absolutely right.
Aren't I always? Well, you guys just met me. So...
Yeah, we did. We just did.
But I've already proven my case once, so look forward to that more.
Doggy's just drooping, kind of like upset, and just giving the pouty face, kind of like those when the kind that the kids do, a kid would do when he's upset at someone.
If I may, Soggy always looks a little bit, damp at all times, like he's glistening at all times. But now, instead of just looking damp, he looks downright like rain-soaked, as if there was a personal cloud hanging above him, just raining down on him alone. Everything about him is just soggier and droopier than normal.
Good.
Soggy.
Nicholas joins him, and now Nicholas is soggy too.
Well,
Soggy, if you behave, I will let you soak in the tub, okay? Just behave.
The thought of soaking in a tub just fills you with the wonder of the fact that you might... do you have your push to talk on? I'm getting an echo. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. The thought of getting to soak in the tub fills you with the wonder of getting to talk to your patron again.
Because it's been hard trying to talk to his patron, and he's been feeling kind of lost. Although not the other guys don't.
Yeah, so you're pretty excited at the prospect of that, and so you want to know what Tristan means by behave. This isn't a word that kobolds really use.
What is behave? And how can it get me to tub?
Tristan looks at Nicholas and just shrugs and turns his back to them.
Aubrey goes to a table and sits herself down. So, we end up finding ourselves exactly where we met. And what have we learned today? Mobs are bad mobs. You guys look a little more beaten up coming out of there than you did going in there. And you got two stooges with you.
And you're pretty arrogant. Ellen pipes up.
What did he say?
Pretty arrogant. You're pretty arrogant.
Oh, it's not arrogance. It's observation.
Or at least very full of yourself, I should say.
It's not hubris
yeah.
if you're gonna be right. Maddie comes over to find out what you guys want.
The truth hurts. She gently pats him. Her hand feels cold. Definitely not human temperature, even though she looks very human.
Elwin's gonna see if that one halfling that has that plays the dice gamer is around here.
He is. Zodon is. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't know his name. The halfling is always like lurking around, looking for anybody who wants to play some dice.
Elwin's gonna go on over to go on up to the halfling. I'd be down to play a game or two of dice with you.
Okay, so if you have the Dragon Bones macro in your bar,
Let me check.
yeah, just
Should
click
turn
on in bar, and so the way that this works is that it is basically poker dice, but there's three different symbols that have a different value basically to them, and then it's weighted in favor of rolling pairs and three of a kind.
Right. I don't have the ability to put it in bar, but I can see it in the macros tab.
What do you mean you don't have the ability to put it in bar?
It's not on there to have this thing beside it. Click in bar.
There you go.
There we are. Now I do. Alrighty.
Okay, and so anybody who would like to play. Oh, go
sorry,
ahead.
DM.
No,
Nope,
by all
go-
means.
Go for it.
You first, please.
Aubrey looks to the group and she then says, well, with everybody all stretched out, what exactly are you all doing here? And why?
Oh, Trista would have.
This is the most disorganized group I've seen in a while.
Trista would have explained this all to you, that her and her brother and their friends are from Caledonia, which is a very old empire that kind of crumbled, and so it's like the Roman Empire, to where they're like the rebirth of the Roman Empire, and they're spreading out again and trying to basically send out goodwill ambassadors to go and help different lands that are struggling. And so when they look to Caledonia, they want them to think, oh yeah, those are the people who came and helped us rebuild our mill and solve the rat infestation and all of that, so that they can more easily come in and take over without having to use solely military might.
We're not trying to take things over, we're trying to make things better.
And then
By taking things over.
And then so now
No.
for everybody real quick, the game can be played by anybody. Zodon will play with any of you at any time, and there are a whole bunch of other people to play with too, not just the halfling. So anytime that you want to, do a little gambling on the side, just let me know. We'll roll for a little bit. It's quick, fun, easy.
So this is Gwent.
Of course, Soggy's just trying to figure out. Is just trying to pondering there and learning and trying to understand what's behaving.
Yep. So Elwin, you can roll your first roll of Dragon Bones anytime. Einjamin, are you doing anything in particular?
Einjamin is trying to work up the courage to talk to Aubrey.
All right. So, Elwin, that is the absolute lowest possible roll, so you're probably going to lose this one.
Probably.
So you lose one silver piece, and if you want to just track this, on like a notepad and then add
Yeah.
or subtract at the end.
Give me a couple moments.
And then so you guys can keep going, and Elwin, I'll just tell you +1, -1 in the chat each time. So just roll anytime you're ready, and I'll roll against you.
Right.
So Tristan turned back to Aubrey. And what was your question? I sorry.
Why are you guys such screw ups?
Yeah, why are you guys such screw ups?
It's trying times in the entire city. It's oh god. Just trying to help this area. They're making it difficult for us. I just wonder how many of them we have to kill before we can help them. But we can't do that because that's not what we're taught.
What were you taught? Incite riots? Quell riots?
Not yet, he whispers. But it's complicated, it's political, it's boring. But for now, what we need to do is just help these people. Put a good face out. And just... In the end, it's not just about helping them, it's helping ourselves, helping our city. These places surrounding our land. If something bad happens there and extends out, it affects us as well. Really, we're trying to stop the problem before it spreads out to our city. And well, the disease is one of them. Wanted to get some information at the church, but as you know, it didn't work out that way. Turns to Soggy, gives him stink eye. And then...
Einjamin comes over with a round of drinks. To be fair, it was our first riot.
I'm sure there'll be more to come, but we'll handle it better next time.
Soggy's just still didn't notice the stink eye and just is still thinking about how to behave. Like, is it to wear a jar on your head? Is
No,
it to
Soggy,
look
no.
for honey?
Behaving? Why am I even talking to this thing? To do things... it's such a simple thing. I guess creatures like you wouldn't understand, really, unless you're taught with a cane. Just do what we say. That's just do that.
Okay.
If you behave, do what I say today, before we head to bed, I'll let you soak in the tub.
Thank you.
Turns you Aubrey. I don't know what's up with this creature in water.
Maybe he just wants a bath. Have you thought about scrubbing him down? He does smell a little bit.
Is Maddie actually there right now?
Maddie is asking you guys what she wants. She's been moving around the whole bar and scrubbing down tables and asking people what they want, and she continues to ask you guys if you want anything.
Did we just eat recently, I think?
You ate this morning.
Okay. I put down a gold piece and just say,
Oh, wait,
around.
no, you guys ate after you got back from the mill. I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that. All right.
Maddie, could you bring over some stew to my brother and I? We're in the back corner.
Oh, of course, dear. And she comes over to you, of course, as she takes your order, and then she goes back to the kitchen.
All I know is just fuck. Just fuck this place really in the end, but we gotta do our jobs.
Tom had the right idea. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm done with my dialogue. I don't know if Bob, you want to say anything else?
Nope, it's good.
Are you guys
So
still
Froggy
playing?
is currently just mimicking what Tristan is doing.
Well, once he gets the soup, he just be eating or drinking or whatnot.
Yep, so Maddie comes back out of the kitchen, bringing some stuff to Nicholas and Einjamin, and then comes over and finds out what you guys wanted.
I just throw her gold and stew and drinks around. Then it kind of slumps there on the chair.
All right, so
It's
she
been a long day.
runs back to the kitchen for you.
That was quite a speech you gave at the church, brother.
The halfling angrily slams down the third silver piece, scoops up his dice, and walks away.
Some other time then.
He just looks at you. He's glaring at you like he can't figure it out.
How much did he win?
I won 3 silver.
For a place like this, that's a lot.
Yeah, you basically won like
I am
300 bucks.
behaving. Soggy chirps.
Soggy, you misinterpret the word behaving as behaving. So you tell him, I'm having.
Yeah, that's basically what he says. I'm having.
Aubrey just watches for a minute, and then she just looks to the others.
So, Tristan, our next plan of action. Should we see about maybe taking out that last Odiug that got away?
Do we even know it's Olyog, or we're just calling it a tentacle monster?
No, remember, Nicholas, or was it Einstein? One of the two brothers had remembered something about them during the first encounter.
It was me, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Einjamin
Naturally, of
actually
course.
knew something, yeah.
You can go ahead and remember it as being Nicholas. But
Yes,
that's
everybody
Right, it was,
does. Everybody
Nicholas
remembers it as
was there.
clearly being Nicholas who saved your asses by remembering something about that.
Nicholas overshadows.
It was Nicholas who stabbed and drove off the first Odiog. It was Nicholas who carried out the boy. It was
Right,
Nicholas who did all of that.
Yeah,
That'd be
we know.
running-
We were there. We remember.
Yes.
That's going to be the running theme of the campaign. Eingerman trying to get out from Nicholas's shadow.
Doesn't work. Surprise. But it's Tristan turns to Elwin. Yes, we will be heading back down there. The ZZs. I wanted to get more information from the church, but that didn't work. But we are heading back into the sewer and finishing it from the source.
Understood.
Well, you could always go rush the church headlong again.
What is that weird? Elwin, do you hear that too? It's like constant
Yeah.
commentary.
Yeah, no.
Mine.
It.
It's very snippy as well at times.
I don't typically associate with the gods, but I'd say that is one right there.
Hey,
It must
dum
be one
dum.
of tides of chaos and misery.
Looks like I gotta bail you out again, dum dum.
But yeah, I think that's really it for my.
That's understood right there.
It's been a long day. I just want to finish my food, get up. And Saki seems like he's behaving, so I guess he can have a bath.
Should we at least prepare our new compatriots for what we're going to be going into?
It's sewers. I think they understand there's going to be shit and fucking
Well, I'm
shit.
talking about the Odiug. Not
I
the
already,
sewers.
You're
already
filling up.
explained the tentacle monsters, don't you worry.
Yeah, so Aubrey, you come from a land where like monsters like these are well known about and studied, and like you probably have way more information on this stuff than these guys.
It's just a matter of if she's willing to share it with them or not. And right now, to her, they seem like a bunch of jokesters. So
Sure.
she needs to see them actually in battle or actually in a serious situation for her to really like gauge just how serious to this mission that they actually are.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
So for now, she just continues to be very condescending and very opinionated. Truthfully opinionated, but opinionated nonetheless. Go for it.
Elwin's gonna try whispering to Tristan quietly so Aubrey doesn't hear. When she placed her hand on my shoulder, it was very cold to the touch. Unnaturally cold. Oh wait, Tristan.
Yeah, he had
Yeah, I just realized
Tristan
that.
stepped away. He doesn't have any comment about that.
Tristan
Yeah,
seems to
definitely.
be lost in his stew. He's just gobbling it up.
All right then.
Always said. Fail.
Would I need to roll anything against that or no?
What's the role for a whisper?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Would I need to roll anything?
/W. Oh, you mean
No.
to
Yeah, I'm
No.
rolling
It's-
DC if I hear him.
it'd be perception for everybody else versus a difficulty class, set by the environment that you're in.
Right. Well, in that case, does she hear my whispering?
I don't know. She would have to roll.
I
She
did.
did.
She did. She rolled.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm setting
She-
something up.
She didn't roll so well.
Right.
Then no.
I rolled a 10.
No snippy comment. Weird voice in the sky.
The phone rings to the DMs. Did
Yeah.
someone get that?
Yeah. Sorry. No. I'll make a
That's
snippy.
exactly what I just...
I'll make a snippy comment later. For now, let's just go ahead and get you guys all long rested so we can get on with it.
Move forward.
And now we're finally playing D&D.
Right.
Yeah, we
Get on with
almost
it.
had a combat. Awesome.
Soggy is just kind of like just this kind of like made up song to say, I'm heaving, I'm heaving, I'm heaving, I'm heaving, 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 heaving.
So everybody click
How
on
many
your
haves
tokens.
do you have, Soggy? How many haves do you have?
99 haves.
99 haves hanging on the wall. 99 haves.
So everybody can click on your token and click on long rest, and that will give you everything back.
I'm
I
also
already got
gonna.
everything.
I'm also gonna restock my quiver back to 30.
Cool. And yeah, Aubrey was smart. She didn't spend all of her spell slots and other expendables.
And now they know I'm a spellcaster. Thanks a lot, DM. Really appreciate it.
Oh, sorry.
We sort of figured that
No,
out.
we
Yeah.
never would have guessed that.
I know,
Never would
right?
have guessed that.
Absolutely not.
I still don't know what class you are.
She said she wasn't
Even
a
if
healer,
you're a
so
spellcaster, that
She's
could
not
be...
actually a class. She's
she just is.
meta.
So-
She's-
meta.
Soggy, don't forget to click on long rest on your token.
A meta wizard.
And Einjamin, you too.
I
first
did it.
long
Did it
rest.
not work?
What's going on with that?
I don't see long rest.
Oh, it didn't
It
refill
may be
your
in your
spell
macro
points.
list. You may have to put it in the bar. So if you go to your macro menu next to the gear button, you scroll down. There should be a long rest, long dash rest. You may have to click on put it
Yeah.
in the bar.
Yeah, in bar.
It says it's in the bar, but I don't see it.
Then you click on your token, and it's up at the top bar.
No,
I'm sorry, down at the bottom bar.
Yeah,
down at the very
it's the
bottom
bottom bar, but yeah, you have to.
Yeah, when you click the long rest, it
I
actually
get it.
appears under our tokens. Weird.
And
So
that's if
nothing
you have the
did it
macro.
not
Yep.
did it not
Gave me
reset
an
for me?
error
No,
message.
it's you're good. It should all be reset.
Okay. Now that Soggy was promised a bath.
Yeah, so all of the like basic stuff like that, we're gonna handle next session. I'm going to get you guys to the cliffhanger before we wrap up for this session. But before any of that, I just want to make sure that it's clear to Soggy that there is going to be a whole thing about this at the beginning of next session because I've had it in the bag for 2 sessions now that we just didn't get to it. So right away at the start of next session, we're going to kind of retcon. Right now, you guys are going to go to the sewers, but the start of next session is going to be like 12 hours ago, and that's going to cover you doing the bath and all of that. Okay?
Lovely.
Perfect. All right, so I am going to get you guys moved to the next map, and we will go from there. Oh, well, question. You guys make it down to the sewer where the Odiug jumped down. Do you want to start from there, or do you want to start from okay, you make your way down through the sewage into the next level below?
Oh, I just as soon take it as written that we made it to where the hood dog jumped down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Agreed.
I mean, there's really not any purpose to slowing you guys down by making you figure out how to climb down a hole. So we'll go ahead and get you guys to the second level and we'll go from there.
And since Tristan wasn't here before when I first whispered it and everything, while we were at the inn, I whispered to you, letting you know that when Aubrey had put her hand on my shoulder, it felt unnaturally cold and everything.
She has clammy hands, whatever.
It's more than just clammy hands. It was very much an unnatural sort of cold.
Okay.
So using ropes, you guys lower yourselves down through the sewage that's pouring down into the water below, and what you see is an underground complex that the sewage has broken through or something burrowed up from underneath into the sewers. And there's a whole underground cave complex here with a giant underground swamp. And as you lower yourselves down, you see this.
Am I on the map? Because
Nope, now you are.
Okay, there we
Oh.
go.
Oh.
Well, this is quite wonderful, isn't it?
Like I said, sewers. It's full of shit. What else do you need?
Well, I could say something about that, but
Stink. He's very stink.
Ugh, I stepped in a pile of engine.
Yeah. So
And
one
I
of the
see
things.
that there are
Just
Well-
kidding. Just
hold
kidding.
on, too many people talking at once. Let's start with Tristan, I think that was.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to do is get Ellen, Benjamin, and Nicholas in a room, and we sort things out
Yes.
before we head down. Because it's from Tristan's point of view, it's like we need to sort this out before we head into danger. Because it's like we can't watch each other's back.
I
We don't
know
trust each other.
I know some of you are East Coasters and everything, so I just want to make it clear that although this would be our normal stopping time, I am okay with running for another half hour to an hour, depending on what everybody in the party is okay with, or we can wrap up here. So why don't you guys go ahead and discuss that real quick, whether you'd rather do a cliffhanger here. Like I said, we're going to retcon some of the stuff that happened last night. next session. But if you guys want to kind of move forward a little bit right now with this, I'm willing to run for a little bit longer. Discuss for yourselves for 5.
I could be convinced either way. I've got really early morning, but it'd be nice, especially since we have a new player, I think, to do a little combat.
I'm fine either way. I'm on the West Coast, so it's like 8 o'clock.
We'll make an assumption that Nicholas was generally unavailable, that he cloistered himself up, and in fact, Injamin had some type of crybaby, peeing in the bed episode again, and had to go down to the tavern, leaving Nicholas alone in the room. But we'll find out at some point if Injamin secretly just went downstairs and took a nap and got fully rested. That would be the only question that would affect anything here. Is
that's
did Injamin get rest?
Yes, I'm going to say that yes, regardless of what happens with the RP in the next section. I'm going to make sure that Benjamin goes to sleep. So the question then goes to the DM: did I get a restful night's sleep?
He may have departed for a few minutes, he said.
He's in control of the bad dreams, so.
You are fully rested, no exhaustion for anybody. Everybody is 100%.
All right. So well, what we'll assume is that just a few short curtains, that the undercurrent of unhappiness remains, but we're in a slightly better place than we were on the trail.
So next session we'll do an RP before we head down the sewers, so Soggy can do this, and then us other guys can do as well.
Yeah.
All right.
But in the meantime,
that sounds good to me.
Let's kill some frogs.
I can do another half hour to 45 minutes.
Cool. And Chandra,
maybe the frogs are not. Maybe the frogs are not violent. Why do you have to provoke them?
Yep.
Can I try and?
Well, I think
Aubrey was trying to see if I can comprehend language.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. I was asking Chandra to make sure she was good with continuing to play, and then what were you going to say?
All is good.
Cool. Cool. All right. Well, then as you guys move down into the water, the first thing that you realize is that this is deep water, like really deep. You guys need to swim to the shore.
Our feet are touching the ground.
No feet touching the ground. You are floating.
I'm kind of like using Nicholas partly as a flotation device.
Yeah, you float. You all float down here.
Okay, so this is cartoon rules with armor.
Well, I mean, listen. If I'm gonna drown you guys every time you get near water, you're never gonna like go near the water ever again.
Okay,
or just not with heavy armor on.
Who's wearing heavy armor?
Me.
Anybody wearing heavy armor is gonna have to make their check at disadvantage. So like
define heavy.
It literally says heavy armor.
Chainmail is heavy armor.
Yeah, we're a bunch of fighters, warrior types walking around in chainmail.
I'm a medium, so I'm good.
Yeah, I got leather.
Yeah, Trista's good too. Like
it's like you need some mobility in combat as well. Sometimes
we suddenly found ourselves swimming in water that we can't stay in.
Well, you're lowering yourselves down on the rope. You don't have to like let go of the rope, but like it's deep water. You're gonna have to swim. And
this
if
is
you
where
have,
we all drown.
Yeah, if you have heavy armor, you'll be making that check at disadvantage.
Okay, but if we have the athletics proficiency, can we give help actions to other players?
Absolutely.
Okay.
My macros are not letting me cast spells.
Oh, yes. I am so sorry. Let me fix that for you. I just realized that I had switched to something that doesn't work. We haven't had to do anything like that just yet, so it wasn't a big deal.
Alright, so do we need to roll initiative for this, or?
We will in just a moment.
As soon as we swim to shore.
As soon as I fix these macros, give me 2 seconds.
So do we make an athletics roll?
Yes, everybody needs to make an athletics roll. If you're wearing heavy armor, it's at disadvantage, but if somebody has proficiency in athletics, they can help you. And then it would just be a normal roll.
Alright,
So
Tristan will give Einjamin, since he's the closest.
that's only for people in armor or everybody?
Only people wearing heavy armor.
Okay, sorry.
Everybody else still has to make the athletics check to swim, but it's not at disadvantage.
So I'm getting helped by Tristan, so this is a normal roll.
A normal, but yet somehow still shameful roll.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Oh, very shameful.
Oh dear.
Einjamin, stop dragging me! Stop flailing!
I start to sink.
Let's see what he says.
Yeah,
You
just 1 second. I'm
guys.
still fixing these macros. I tried to switch it to a prettier looking thing, but apparently it's GM only.
Nicholas, that roll should have been at disadvantage.
No, because he's being. Oh wait, who's being aided? Einjamin was being
Tristan
aided.
is helping Einjamin.
Yep. Okay. And is anybody helping Nicholas?
I can help whoever needs help real quick.
As long as you have proficiency in it.
I do have proficiency with athletics.
I keep forgetting you're not a ranger.
No, I'm not a ranger. Cat.
What's
seems to be-
the score that we have to make better than?
No, you should be good.
Yeah, 12.
Maybe.
It's just a 10, guys. You're just trying to
Okay.
stay
There you
afloat.
go. Yeah, it's just Benjamin that fails miserably every time.
Benjamin's flailing.
No,
Soggy's having the time of his life.
Benjamin sinks quietly under the water.
No, I think
And
Einjamin
he
is
doesn't
dragging
he doesn't
Tristan
even
down.
try he doesn't even try to like stop. He's just like this is my life. This is how this goes.
It's like that
This is how I go
one
out.
moment in Thor.
This is what
Like
we
that
do.
Thor comic.
And how was Aubrey swimming? She got a nat 20? What?
I got a nat 20 as well.
Aubrey's like, yeah, they teach us how to swim as children where I come from.
And Elwin gets a nat 20 because he's a freaking elf, and yeah, that's accepted.
Okay,
The elven.
so let
I'm
me
practically standing on the water.
fix Aubrey's real quick. And so this is what's going to happen. Everybody who rolled to swim, I want you to go to the shore that you swam to. Everybody who failed to swim or is sticking with people who failed to swim, I want you to roll initiative.
Well, there's only one person who failed to swim, I believe.
I will stick with him.
I like how you had to make a decision quick.
No, it's like,
Am I able to get up on this? Because it looks like there's a bit of a lip there.
There is a bit of a lip. Just go
I'm also
to
not
the
able-
shore.
Oh, it's two, not quite on. Okay.
What's that?
I'm also not able to roll on the initiative macro.
Oh,
So I'm gonna do it.
hold on.
From-
No, don't do it the other way. Hold on.
What about the whole like animal comprehend language?
We'll deal with that. First you had to swim, and now we're dealing with this. But let me just first make sure that the initiative is working. Does it show us token action, everything like that? That's
And
good.
just a reminder, I can still control Einjamin and Ellen's character.
Oh,
You were able to roll initiative before. What's going on?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just tried to click on it. It didn't work. I'll try again.
I just clicked it and
Okay.
it worked, and I
just
rolled a
clicked it
nat
for you.
20. Yeah.
I
All right.
just did it for you as well, and he works. Now I'll
I
do
think
it
you
for
want that
myself.
at 20.
I'm
Did you just say
getting.
now you're taking it for yourself?
I'm getting. You attempted to use a roll command looking for the value of a selected token. But
You
no
don't have your
results.
token selected.
Oh.
Ew.
Hey, that would make
Okay,
sense, wouldn't
Sean, I get you trying to channel Einstein, but only so much.
it?
He's going for an Oscar.
He's gonna get it. That's for sure.
You'll have to excuse me. I'm not used to these sort of things.
You need to play a decrepit old hermit wizard one day.
I do play that.
Oh boy, does he.
That should be his. That should be his
Is that
backup.
Nicholas?
boy.
Is that an NPC he uses?
That's you really don't want to hear him doing that. In fact,
At least you're not a bard this time singing.
Terrible singing voice, I take it.
no, I've got a DM that makes me actually sing songs.
I heard he's a terrible, terrible person that really just stop.
He's worse than Enjamin, in fact.
Oh, really?
I know there's one. I know there's one game I'm in. I'm playing a bard. He doesn't require singing, but he'll require doing insults if I do vicious mockery.
No,
That's always a fun one, though.
Oh, it is a fun one.
I bet you even complain when DM asks you to do that, Nicholas.
I bet I do. But I bet I also have to make a list of songs that everyone in the group knows, which makes it harder. I can't just sing random songs. I have to try to entertain the whole group because I'm that kind of guy.
No, I don't think the DM would have insisted on you using actual songs. Any song would suffice. That sounds to me like the sort of
Yeah,
thing
but the
good
entertainment
DM would do.
value, the entertainment value. So Enjamin, are you drowned yet? Are you?
Oh,
dead
I'm
yet?
sorry. I'm almost done with Aubrey's
working on
macros because she's a caster as well. So like, very important that all of her macros are working.
No, she can fish. She casts fishing line. She casts fishing nets. She's a fisher.
I also just put all my animations in my spells, so everything's all good to go.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't crash the chat.
Should
It shouldn't.
I Benjamin over there.
That was
fun.
me, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, he's just having fun, quietly drowning in shame. It's still funny.
Okay, so oh yeah, Trista, I forgot. We're just gonna say that she is fine. She's gonna swim over to the shore alongside her boyfriend.
You
What?
forgot I in that word, by the way.
Yeah,
Eh.
and then she not she, then all of a sudden, Einjamin, you feel the water moving all around you. You're not sure what is happening, but something massive is near you, and
Uh
suddenly you see a
Why didn't I leave you?
you see a giant snapping turtle rear up
Oh,
and
boy.
try to bite at you.
oh boy.
Yipe.
Yeah, I'm right beside
Oh dear.
Oh,
you. Why?
dang. And that's at minimum damage with 14.
It's like no, like that just means it rolled. The red highlight means it rolled. One of them is a 1, but it's
Yeah, and it did roll 3s for the other 3, so
Oh.
or D6. So oh my god, it'd be so much worse.
so yeah, that happens.
You
Oh, is anybody else going to join the combat?
yeah. Oh shit! Thought I rolled initiative.
I thought you did
Democrat.
too. That's what
Oh, wait,
Christopher
I'm sorry.
said.
I had just you guys roll initiative at first. That's right, because you guys didn't see this yet. So you'll be joining next round. So now everybody else roll, and when we get to the next round, I'm going to redo the initiative.
So the only ones who actually can react is myself and Einjamin then? Or how does that work?
Well, you're the only ones that can go during this round because you're the ones in the water being attacked and know about it. Everybody else is just learning about it now.
Oh, okay.
All right, my turn, or is it going to be Aubrey's turn?
It is Einjamin's turn because everybody else is going to go next round. So we'll reset the initiative order, and then Aubrey will be before you.
All right, I clutch the invisible medallion, and I think, Cabal, I need you. And I cast... And I mentally tell him to take this rope, go to the shore, and pull me out of the water.
Okay. That is exactly what is going to happen.
And as I'm being pulled, I grab Tristan's hand.
Nicholas.
So you guys see a ripple moving through the water and a rope just dragging Einjamin towards the shore.
And I guess I will go to here. How fast can we move?
Through the water, it is half speed, and you're dragging Tristan, so half of half.
All right, I'm going to
So
go ahead and
quarter
do
speed.
action surge to get another move out of that.
Okay. Are you
Did
sure you
already-
want to spend your action surge on that, though?
Well, I don't know. I just took a lot of damage single attack.
Yes, you did. And
Um,
enough so
right.
that if it gets a decent hit, you're toast.
Yeah, I tell you what. I'm going to do action surge, and I will do second wind.
Second wind isn't a bonus action?
I was about to say, is the second one?
Is it a
an action?
bonus action?
Yeah, second one
It
is a bonus action.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I'll do that then.
So you can do
Bonus
that. You
action.
can action surge to move more, and then use a dash action. Unless you're using being dragged, and I'm not sure how an unseen servant can use your action then.
So I heal 8 damage. Let me just take care of that a second. I don't know. I feel like getting out of the water is important, but I got a pretty good dissuade vibe from the DM. I'm not going to ignore that.
I want to be clear that I was simply trying to ensure that you understood that that is something that can be used for like an extra attack and all of that too.
Oh, yes, I'm aware.
So I wanted to make sure that you had all of your options available and that you didn't just
All right,
spend it
okay.
right away trying to get
So,
away. I mean, do it
in
if
that
that's what you
case,
feel is important.
In that case, rather than... So what is the shortest distance to the shore?
It looks like straight over to Trista and Nicholas about 20 feet-ish.
So I could get up here. Or here. You said half of half?
Yeah.
So you got 10 feet of movement.
Yeah, a quarter of your movement because you're dragging
Tristan
with you. If you weren't dragging Tristan, if you let him go, then you could get half of your movement and save yourself, which is what's really important.
Not going to do
here.
that. Not going to do that. All right, I'll just be done. I'm good.
All right. And then you can either click end or in 15 seconds it'll end anyway. So.
All right. Am I able to get up onto the shore?
Athletics or acrobatics to get up the shore. I'm allowing you to do acrobatics because you're an elf. Normally acrobatics wouldn't cut it for getting up this slick shore.
Nice. That because my acrobatics is way better.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't it? Aren't they not going until after our round?
Right. My bad.
Okay, I'll hold off on that then.
Because I'm just saying, if you take your action, then Aubrey doesn't have her actions. And
I forgot that the thing puts the lower ones there, but the higher ones go down. So I was just not paying attention, and it just was their turn. Soggy, Tristan. Oh, Tristan. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tristan. It's your turn.
Yes. Okay, so I'm being dragged behind Jimin. And we only move that much. So can I drag him and then now only get half movement then?
Yeah, but part of your movement is moving in front of him, so you know.
Because what I need to do, what I have to do, is take a disengage. Because I'll get attacked if I don't.
Correct.
So disengage, and then it's that's an action.
I would
And
just
then use
swim
my
15
movement.
feet to show Einjamin that he can just like not worry about you.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that's just me being like helpful.
If I
Oh,
do
God.
that, I would be here.
Yeah.
God,
so
are you
I
killing
don't need
yourself?
to do one.
yeah,
Mm.
yes, you for sure are all going to die. That's like, did I not make that clear?
TPK.
But it's fuck no. You know what?
Those are
I can't leave him there because if I go and then he goes, he'll just get attacked worse. So I am gonna drag him.
Oh,
I am gonna drag him.
TPK is what he alluded to just before I left earlier. So
So I can only move. So half of 15. No. Okay, let's go with it again. Oops, that's not. Okay, I can still control you. Why can't we can do that? So, I need to drag him, and then it's half my movement. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay, so I can still drag him up towards the.
No, because you have to swim at half of your movement, so you get 15 feet of movement.
I'm just gonna action surge, and just drag him all the way up to it. Since that's half, and then it's just half. Then so
Right, right, because you get your 15 feet of movement that you have to spend 10 of to just get in front of him, and then you have to start dragging him. So then if you move and drag him from there, you get 10 feet of movement.
Okay.
Technically, you get 7.5. So since I have the 2.5-foot squares, you can move 7.5. Normally, there's only 5-foot squares, so you would just get the 10 feet. But since I have it set up to where you can move half a square, go ahead and move 1.5, or 1.5 squares.
So yeah, that's fine. It's actually exactly how much, and I'm basically pushing while I'm swimming. I'm swimming forward.
Yep.
So he's in the back, or he's like against the shoreline.
Oh, you push him in front of you. Then you don't have to swim in front of him if you're pushing him, but the same half movement rules apply.
I'm just gonna leave it here because it's just getting complicated.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
long.
just trying to be realistic about it. And when you said that you wanted to move him, that's typically a pull. But now you're saying you're trying to push him, so you know.
I'm just gonna leave it there for now.
Okay. Okay.
Now it's giant snapping turtle.
No.
Snap, snap.
Now it is time to do everybody in the initiative.
Proper initiative.
I just heard the DM say it's time to do everybody in.
Yeah.
man.
Well, it is. Well, I thought it was the tentacle monster. I was about to say, but
No, not yet.
It's a giant. It's a giant turtle. It's adorable.
I like turtles.
Turtle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
And copyright. No, I'm just kidding.
So are we re-rolling? Are we keeping
No,
those we have?
it's Aubrey's initiative. That's what I meant, was like I needed to sort the initiative order now, and now everybody goes normal.
Neat.
All right.
Well, as
You see,
oh, sorry.
so Aubrey, seeing this creature rise up and the group just rushing quickly to the shore. She turns to face it, and she makes sure that her allies are out of its way. And then she lifts her hands above her head, and you guys see this sphere begin to just crackle with ice. And after focusing, she then fires it. 17 to hit.
That hits.
For 12 damage.
Nice
12
hit.
cold.
So, I'm not going to always tell you guys these things. Like, you're gonna have to figure some of them out on your own and all of that. But just to kind of give the new person and you guys a bit of a clue as to how I do things, even though not specifically vulnerable to it or going to be taking any extra damage, with something like this, I'm going to rule that the more cold damage that you do to a cold-blooded creature such as a turtle, it's going to have an adverse effect on its desire to continue to fight as it gets more and more sluggish.
Oh, that's
They are
nice.
cold-blooded creatures, I guess.
Yeah, just, figured it made a little sense. And now you guys are stunned to watch as Aubrey casts what can only be elemental magic, which you guys, understand as being evil from your teachings.
Well, not
Tristan whispers to Einjamin, "Hey, I could do that too. Remember? You saw that, right?"
Well, what are you waining for?
It feels like there's some kind of order of things that we need to do. So I'm gonna just wait right here.
Nope,
You don't-
I
you don't-
can't. It's not my turn.
So, like,
Where the hell do you put feats on this sheet?
Yeah, just do copy and paste it onto your bio, I think, or
Yeah,
not your
no,
class.
there's a class section that has feats, but you guys obviously don't have any feats just yet, unless you
Yeah,
took the human variant.
I had a feat for like 2 sessions until I remembered I wasn't human.
You mean you remembered that you're not a variant human? That's
Aubrey,
what
are
you
you
that's
done?
what you meant, right?
Right.
You're definitely not a variant human, right?
Yes.
Aubrey, are you done?
Yep.
There's a macro. Do you have your macros turned on the macro
Appreciate.
menu
Sorry.
next to
Sorry about
settings?
that.
Yeah, there's end turn, so
Yeah, I just saw it.
makes it easy.
Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't
Oh
mean to make you
no.
wait.
Oh, no worries, no worries. Everybody
So-
gets 5 minutes.
Unseen Servant only has a strength of like 2. Can he pull me out without my assistance?
Oh hell no. You're
Okay,
lucky he
alright.
was even able to drag you, but I just I didn't want you to die, so I took
Yeah,
pity
I
on you.
appreciate it.
Einjamin has
Um,
grown on me a little bit. I can't help but
alright.
feel sorry for him.
Well, that's always good. All right. I'm going to climb out of the water with the help of the rope being pulled by my special friend.
He is strong enough to give you aid another on that one though.
Oh, okay. And with the rope and all, do you need me to make the roll?
Well, yeah, but you get advantage
All right, good.
advantage.
on an athletics check.
Got it.
'Cause I'm the only one with the option to use acrobatics here.
Yeah, he's the only true elf.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
This is
Wow.
Einjamin.
Yeah, well, welcome to Einjamin 101. He is.
So Einjamin, jeez.
Slips back down into the water.
I mean, this is with advantage, mind you. His invisible friend is helping him with the rope, and still putting the gimme, he falls back into the water and just once again gives up and sinks to the bottom. He's like, "Yep, this is my life. This is what I deserve."
Anjuman, stop playing around down there.
Is that my turn?
I'm going to allow you to still take your regular standard action because that was just your move to try and get out of there.
All right. Well, then I'll dash and try to do the same thing.
Okay. Because
Oh,
there's nothing
please.
better than him failing twice in one round.
Let's see it.
He should still get an advantage, I believe.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, it's same set of circumstances. Oh,
There
okay.
we go.
Oh,
There we
That's
go.
better.
we were denied. Oh. Well, Einjamin, you managed to succeed this time around, so although you slip back down, quickly reacting, Cabal reaches out and grabs your hand before you fall too far into the water and drags you up and out.
That's better.
Notice how the DM said wasn't your effort, it was the creature, the servant itself that really saved you.
You did pick up on that.
defeated the fierce toilet water.
Oh jeez. Stepping turn.
We're gonna die.
Come at me, bro. 10.
My
Just a
gosh.
10. Yep. So it comes up at you, but Tristan, you're no Nicholas, but you're no slouch either. You gracefully dodge to the side as the slow turtle comes forward to try and bite you.
Slow turn.
Slow mo.
That's a stereotype that I disagree.
Yeah, this whole episode's gonna get banned for just racism on every account.
Every 5
That's
minutes at the very least.
Oh, all you giant frogs, do go ahead.
You bring up giant frogs and then ribbit.
Oh my god, he actually has the audio. That's
Jeremiah
great.
in his house.
Oh no.
Oh,
So Aubrey, you are bitten for 4 damage from the giant frog. This is a frog that is about the size of a Labrador.
this thing's
Okay.
huge. Alright, so now I can see about rolling acrobatics to get up. Okay. How does that look? 12. That get me up there?
Yes.
Understood.
Awesome. And I believe that's an Einjamin space, ain't it? Over one. There we go. As soon as I get up there, I'm gonna spin around and fire an arrow at the giant snapping turtle.
God, he hit me too. Jeez.
I was gonna use my enfeebling arrow, but that does not seem to be working currently.
What? Hold on. Oh, you might have to click. No, hold on. Let me just double check before I have you do that. I don't want to waste your time.
Right. Because it said unrecognized command.
Enfeebling arrow will work. You have to click off of your token and back on, possibly.
Alright. Let's try this again.
Nice damage.
I
Yeah,
never
well,
roll high damage.
It's a godly hit, but
Yeah, it's always a great hit, but I roll crap damage. It also needs to make a Constitution save.
Alrighty. So 5 plus 5 is 10. And I am going to rule that the turtle has its natural armor in damage reduction against piercing from arrows.
Okay. So it rolled a 10 on its con save.
Oh no, I still
So
have to. I still have to do
Okay.
that.
I thought you were talking about the roll there.
No, I'm just saying that like your arrow
Right.
just shatters off of its shell. It's like, yeah, get
That's understandable.
that weak sauce out of here.
Chinese
Step to me, what are you thinking? I'm a giant snapping turtle. Recognize. All right. So you said con save, yes?
Yes, DC 11. It's not very high currently, and it actually
It fails.
it failed. So that means it now deals half damage on its until my next turn.
Nice. Well done.
I was really hoping that was gonna work.
Almost
Yeah, you were.
inhuman.
Yeah, I was because I was like, this thing's you just gotta have a good con.
Yeah, almost inhuman, exactly. That was a superhuman effort there, Elwyn.
If it hits anyone, it's gonna be dealing half. So
Okay, Soggy's gonna try and commune to the frog to convince him not to. The frog that's trying to eat Aubrey,
Okay.
so he can commune with animals. What is
Yes,
this
he can
giant
speak with
frog?
animals. So what do you do?
So what is this giant frog saying?
What do
Well,
you say?
yeah, you are the one talking. The giant frog is biting.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, I can't like tell the frog. Please be nice, frog. No bitey the ice wizard.
ice is gonna be a theme with this lady. It's gonna be an Elsa
This is a
offshoot.
nice one.
Let it be.
No, stop right there, please.
Speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
Let it be.
That's so much better.
It is.
Soggy, as you're saying that, did you roll?
Yeah, he
Yes, I
rolled
did.
14
Okay. So,
persuasion.
you get the feeling that the frog is like hearing you, but not really like listening too much. Like they don't get a whole lot of tasty hobbitses down here.
And I kind of say, rude! And Soggy says, with a kind of like a face of anger, rude! And he cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Oh, max damage.
Wow.
Oh, but did it hit?
Exactly. That's the good question.
Let's find out.
A frog with the 12?
I mean, Dex, it's a frog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
Ooh,
As I recall, they have an AC that is pretty low.
it is 11.
Oh, it hits. Nice.
So Soggy deals 13 force damage to the frog, and it basically is like charred and fried and smoking. And the next time it ribbits, a little puff of smoke comes out of its mouth.
It was your fault not to listen.
And then this giant frog is gonna swim away from the turtle because it's like, yeah, I know what happens when that turtle moves around. And Trista is going to attempt to get up on the shore. Ooh,
Oof.
Trista is struggling to get up the slick side of the embankment and falls back in. And so she is going to spend her next action to, let's see.
Nobody laughs when Trista can't climb out.
Everybody's just concerned.
No love for you.
It's like a sitcom watching
That's all
Einstein
right.
fail.
It actually
We're
plays.
just
It
trying
plays
to
plays
we're
into my
trying to
character very
remember
well.
when she touched you. Because certainly it's that touch that
Wouldn't you
cursed her.
like to know?
No, she's not gonna do that. So, I didn't know if her armor class was better without it. So she's just gonna try again. I mean, that was her movement to try once. She'll just try again. Well, even worse,
Wow.
she
We
slips
thought
back
Einstein was
and
bad.
yeah, she actually like sinks under the water for a moment before popping back up.
So Tristan, paying no attention to Trista, didn't see her failures. Let's see here. Ooh, I can do with this.
I might need to change your macros, so give me just a second. Which one are you gonna use so I can change that one first?
Just gonna use Frostbite.
Okay, let me change that one first. And then I should have them all good to go by your next turn.
Okay. Do you want me to just click it through the spell page then?
Nope, I just need you to click off and back onto your token.
Done.
It'll work.
So it's yeah, you need to make a DC 12 con save, or it takes no damage and disadvantage on next attack.
All right.
So it's
Jeez Christ!
guaranteed to have disadvantage.
No,
If it saved, if
Okay.
it failed, but it saved. So what
Okay.
you saw happen was basically Tristan punching it with his shield hand, but basically in a sense, so his shield arm, and once he hits it, his ring on his hand glows and shoots out at it. With the shield in the way, no one sees that, or at least Nicholas doesn't see it. Hopefully,
gotcha.
that's what I'm doing, and that was my
Nicholas,
action.
would
So
you
I'll
like to roll perception to see if you noticed that, or would you like to just say that it was hidden enough that?
I'm just trying to survive in the
Could I roll perception on that?
Yeah, anybody
Yeah.
who is there can roll perception if they want a chance for the. Yeah,
Jesus
Elwin,
Christ.
your elven eyes see all, know all. You know magic when you see it,
No,
and specifically,
I'm-
you recognize this as elven magic.
Truly, Elwin, why are you so OP? That's just not fair.
I know. It's like I'm starting to become Nicholas over there.
Okay, my plan was to hit it, get disadvantage, and move out. Hopefully, not getting hit.
Disadvantage with having it half damage. That what a
Yeah.
what a way for that creature.
So I'm gonna still try to get out of this way. So throw an attack at me. Oh wait, I need to do athletics.
So you managed to get up and out of the swamp, but like you said, he's gonna attack you.
My heart's racing right now.
In like 3 seconds, I have almost all of your macros done. Oh, I'm so upset too. It looked so much better this other way, but apparently it's a GM only command. So nonsense. I really don't understand why they have GM only commands. I mean, for like changing stuff, I get it, but like, why shouldn't the players be able to use the /describe command?
Because reasons.
Yeah.
Because fuck the players, go GM.
All the power goes to the
Oh.
GM.
Nice.
Why can't I have advantage?
You should really toggle that off because
You can.
that actually takes the high rolls away from others who may have actually rolled that number, if you knew.
Yeah.
Eh.
You know how it works.
It's one of those things where I just recently figured out how to set the
Toggle?
the pop-up to ask, but I need to still go in and figure out exactly how I want to set this macro up to do it properly. I run a combination of macros that is kind of exotic.
Well, even if it did hit, it'd only deal like 8.
Okay, so at this point, Nicholas' turn. My options here.
Well, you can try to fight it in the water, which would all be at disadvantage, or you can get up out of the water and...
Yeah, I'm just going to disengage and get up out of the water.
No disengage needed. You are not actually engaged with it.
Oh, good deal.
You're not getting married to it.
And so you do need to roll athletics, though, to get up.
Straight athletics, no advantage, disadvantage.
Correct. Unless an invisible hand helps you.
True
Which
to
is,
that
I
hand
think that roll is good.
Yeah.
Is someone slurping?
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 I didn't hear anything.
No, it's. I think the DM's mic was hitting something.
Oh, was it?
Oh, okay.
Sorry if it was.
It just sounded like, I'm sorry, it just sounded like someone was like slurping noodles or something. It was like...
Oh, yeah, sorry. My mic...
I don't know what's going on.
My mic might have brushed up against something.
It sounded like a mic
Cabal
brushing
is-
his shirt constantly.
Cabal is eating some noodles as he's helping Einjman get up.
No, Cabal is completely focused on Einjamin and all his needs.
He's an unseen servant, but unfortunately he's not an unheard servant.
Alrighty.
Yeah. So, Nicholas, with all of his athletic prowess, once again, Michael Jordan's his ass up the cliff.
No, he was doing that freaking pool jump, that one hop up on the lip.
Yep.
Like that crazy thing.
Yeah,
comes-
you got it, baby.
He comes launching out like Michael Phelps, just lands right on there. He does the Aquaman where he just kind of shakes his hair off and looks all superhero.
Yeah. Painful sometimes to be this good.
And he ends his turn.
Do I?
Not until
You
Einjamin
still have-
truly understands who is superior here.
You still have
I
your
don't know.
action, don't you?
Do I? I mean, I'm just gonna light my sword up and then I'll be done.
Well, that is a free action to interact with your item, so you can still take a standard action.
But I don't have any range stuff, so
It's like you can
Throw your sword at him.
you can use your action to give help actions.
She looks to the frog and mutters, "Medicine creature," and then she just turns her attention back to the giant snapping turtle,
Okay.
and she'll bring her left hand upwards, and you all see like just what feels like the cold of the air in the ice or in the sewer just moving towards her, and it all culminates into this aura in front of her hand, and she aims her palm at the creature, and a beam of ice just goes firing at the creature. This beam is almost like multicolored in a way, as it
The Bifrost.
fires at the creature.
I'm telling y'all, it's Elsa 2.0. It's a running theme.
And
I never saw that play.
I've never seen it either, but I know
cast.
the character.
All right, this thing up there it goes. All right, the first one hits.
I'm not seeing a.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
there it is.
There it goes.
Yeah, I accidentally did it twice.
I see.
Wow.
So critical hit because it's
You had-
26.
I
You have
see.
a critical hit, and you have a max damage.
Yeah, and make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, in just 1 second. Why isn't it reducing your spell points? Did my macros crash?
Did
No,
she
that
even
can't
use
be.
the macro? I don't think she used the macro, did she?
Are you casting these from your spell book, or are you
Yeah.
you need to use your token macros?
Okay.
Everything is set up to automatically reduce your spell points and everything else. So when you click on your token, there are macros up above your map that have all of your options available to you.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
He does a lot of work out of game, so we don't have to do a lot of work in game.
Kind of makes it a little too easy for me. Anyway. 12 damage plus roll your Constitution.
Yep.
Is this a custom spell?
Yeah, this seems like very fresh magic. You've not seen this spell before, ever.
Okay.
Continuing with my string of unstoppable saving throw rolls.
Well, your string of wow, that did continue it, didn't it? The only one that's worked so far has been mine, and mine had like the lowest DC for a con save.
You still take 12 damage from it, though, at least.
I do, and the turtle seems to be not liking it. It kind of looks over at you, and you can't tell if it's going to charge you or just go away. Either way, it's not happy. Like I said, it's looking at you.
All right.
I'm coming for
Let it
you.
look at me. And done.
I mentally instruct Cabal to assist Trista getting out of the water.
Yep.
And I summon a javelin.
Yep.
These javelins, by the way, look pretty.
Is that concentration?
Nope. It's looks pretty standard, although it has some. Towards the top, it has a motif that looks like a woman holding out a hand, which becomes the tip of the javelin, and from her hand is extending a forked tongue, and the forked tongue is actually the metal part is sharp. And I throw it.
All right.
I believe that'll kill the giant frog that is grappling Aubrey.
It's not grappling her, it's just biting at her, but yeah.
Oh, I thought I saw that there was a condition
It can if you are small or smaller.
And the only one like that right now is Surasagi over there.
All right.
But you do kill the giant frog, and then just real quick, Aubrey, will you? I gave you your spell points back. Will you cast Aura Beam through your macro that I have set up there? Because I want you to see how I set it up, so that you can see why I do all this.
It's called Aurora Beam, but that's okay.
Oh, did I mess up the? Oh, I'm sorry.
And you called it
Oh, you're
orb
right.
of ice when it's called chromatic orb ice, but that's okay as well.
Well, because you're choosing to go exclusively cold, it doesn't need to be chromatic orb anymore.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Oh, okay. Okay.
Cold as ice.
I was just making sure everything was lining up
yeah,
properly.
yeah, and
Sorry.
thank you for the aurora. You're right. It's not aura beam, it's aurora. So I will
Yeah.
make sure that I get that fixed. I'm so
Um,
sorry.
All right, so there you go.
See?
Woo!
What?
Cool.
See? That's cool,
Why
right?
Why don't I have that?
Yeah, but why does my animation not work though?
Because your
did.
animation wasn't included in the original macro that I set up, but now that you have
Oh.
them all set up, I will copy it over into there. So
Yay! You're awesome.
He is a great DM.
Snappy turtle.
so yeah, I just wanted to show you that, I mean, it's just something that adds to the verisimilitude of the game, I feel.
Yep, for sure.
Okay, so this turtle is really not loving what's happening with all of this cold being directed at it, and it's not really seeing too much in the way of viable targets. And I'm not gonna kill Trista, so
Darn it.
it retreats under the water.
Favoritism.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
yeah, the DMPC must live.
He confirms it's a DMPC.
Kill it with fire.
No, no, no. It's immune to fire. Use ice.
I have a one force damage arrow left.
I love it.
That's mouse. We're about.
That frog be dead. It jumps up. Hello, Mahoney.
Cool. Javelin. Just tilts over.
Kill it with fire.
Now, would I be at disadvantage shooting my bow at the giant frog next to Einjamin?
It's cover, I think.
Oh, only because you're upside down.
Only because I'm upside down. Exactly.
Here, I'll fix it for you.
I was wondering how I ended up upside down, but I wasn't going to question it. I was just going to roll with it.
I can still control you two. Jeez.
I was just asking because of how close I was to the frog. That's all.
You want to know if you'd be at advantage for shooting your bow?
Or disadvantage. No, disadvantage if for being too close. I didn't know.
Only if
you were
you're
doing that.
if you're like melee.
Yeah.
Melee. Okay.
Right, and
But you're
that's only because it can like mess with you as you're trying to, do it. So.
Right. I get that. Okay. I figured I'd ask. So I'm gonna take a shot at the giant frog next to Einjamin in that case. Wow, the actual poor roll.
Oh, if you rolled a 1, you are so shooting Einjamin now, and it's just gonna be like you're just shooting all the brothers.
You know he must die.
I'm trying to throw off Nicholas in the worst way possible. Man, I have to have one bad roll per session. Does that
Actually,
even hit?
That sounds about right. It's 11.
No,
I
no,
think.
no, it's a 2, not a 1, so you're good.
Either case, I'll just go ahead and end my turn, as that's all I'm gonna do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's literally one bad attack roll per session at this rate. Last time it made me look like a complete idiot shooting at a corner.
Soggy.
Soggy's gonna try and attack the giant frog with a eldritch.
Okay. Which one?
The one near Enderman.
Yep, gotcha.
Is it? And since I'm not in heavy light.
You're in the shade or the shadows or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that was a
But
good question. What were we
the-
doing
Yes,
for
you
light
are.
down
You
here?
are in dim light. Everybody
I
should be
thought it
able to
was.
see what they can see.
I was about to
Yes.
say. I think it's when the
So
target's
maybe
in
it's
dim light.
and since someone is nearby that frog, it's advantage because troop thing.
Pack tactics.
Mhm.
That's exactly
Pack
right.
tactic.
Kobolds with their pack
Yep.
tactics.
OP.
In the dark, at least.
Yeah, I think this light we're seeing is the hole from up top shooting down. Oh my god!
Soggy.
Soggy just absolutely murders the frog.
It might be alive. Who knows?
It is alive, but only
Wow.
barely.
It's hanging on by a thread.
The frog is.
Frog would like to rage.
Yeah, the frog is not feeling it. This frog is just like, yeah, you guys have fun. Trista tries to get out with advantage from helping from Cabal. Since Nicholas is not gentleman enough to reach down and help her.
Nicholas, that's very much unlike
As a lawful person, I am attempting to follow the order of initiative. Thank you so very much.
you.
So Trista just kind of hops right up with the help of an invisible hand grabbing onto her. And then
But it looks exactly like Nicholas's jump.
Yeah. It just makes it look like she just basically crouching tiger, hidden dragoned up the wall. And then she is going to turn and look knowingly at Aubrey and look over at Tristan and says, "This is what I was telling you about last night, brother." Brother.
Let me tell you something, brother.
I knew as soon as I did that was what was gonna happen, but I couldn't help it.
Oops, 1 second. She is set up as a PC because she's like a fully fledged NPC that you guys might or might not want around at times.
Kick her into the water and leave her there.
Hold her
It'd be
under
fine.
until she stops kicking.
The DMPC must not live.
And the DM gives her immortality. You're just wasting your time.
Ooh.
It makes me feel better. It's like Jack shooting the undead monkey in Pirates of the Caribbean. It doesn't do nothing, but it makes him feel better.
By the way, these guys have been like waiting and asking about what's going on with her for like this long, and then she shows up and they're like, "Oh God, you're here!"
I have
The mystery is broken. We liked it.
Where's Trista?
Still-
Oh, she's under DM control.
There's
Screw
still
her.
monsters, guys.
We're
It's
just
What's
wondering
going on?
if the DM's going to take the full 300 seconds every time.
Oh my
I know,
God.
right?
What is happening here? The macro isn't working anyway. Here's what happens. She casts Burning Hands and a huge gout of green flames come shooting out of her hands at... Oh yeah, the turtle's under there. Aww. I was gonna fry a turtle. Alright, so she does it to the frog instead.
She's gonna hit everybody.
And we all burn to death.
Yeah, you're right. She doesn't have a good angle. I mean, I was gonna do it like this, but
Chromatic ones.
Yeah,
but
You
it's
can't
put
not
that
a
cool effect right back in the bag there, buddy.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
not
Step away
gonna
from the gun.
happen. It's not gonna
Step away
happen.
from the flames.
Yeah.
People.
All right.
Magic missile.
So she just
Anything.
instead is gonna hit it with her longsword.
You sound so disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I cast green, flaming, burning hands is a bit different from, yeah, I walk up and hit it with my longsword.
Did you go to Japan? What?
Wow.
Yeah. So
Just
she
straight up floor slashing.
She kills the frog. There you go. Whoop-de-doo. Throw a
It's getting
parade
pretty late,
about
guys.
it.
Yep.
That is all she wrote for me. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Yeah,
Sleep well.
this
No
is
need,
the
guys.
end of the
Cheers.
combat
Yeah.
pretty much. So,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's gonna end it all for me as well.
all right. Well, like I said, the combat is over. You guys have killed the frogs. We'll pick up from there next week with a little bit of retconning. You guys have a great night and good gaming.
Night.
All right,
Night.
you too.
Night.